Why you think we did a live this? Real nigga shit came to kill a process. Gotta kill all the nonsense. Tell them do better when they lie, ho. Ay.
Fresher than you ever been, flyer than you ever was, fresher than you ever been, flyer than you ever was. Yeah, it's true how I started from the bottom, but it grew. There I go, blowing smoke for all the shit that I've been through. I remember how they treated me, dissing on the moves when I was wishing. Now I'm watching niggas wishing it was you. Niggas lame, they was hating till I showed up with the proof. What a shame, how the lowest niggas shit go through the roof. What it do? We in places that these niggas never knew. It's amazing, words could paint a picture that I never drew. Do it big, shout my nigga Chris, nigga hold it down, TSL, we be getting gassy at the smokers lounge, give them hell, just this shit and it be over for these clowns, niggas fell, cause they never tried, it's over for them now. When they see us in the building, they gon' hate on it. With that type of energy, I gotta stay away from it. You mad how we move, but you frontin' like it's cool. The better question is, nigga, who the fuck is you? You better keep your distance from me, nigga, keep your distance. You better keep your distance from me, nigga, keep your distance. I ain't playing with you, I don't brag. But today I got some time, I'm in my bag. Niggas wasted everything they had, now they looking sad. I remember none of them was passionate as this, not just to conversate. Think of all the ass they would kiss. Now up my views, you ain't watching, you's a hater, fuck you too. Your favorite rapper's catalog compared to me should be removed. Pick and choose, I forgot that's what these simple bitches do. Bad intentions towards the winning, they was wishing we would lose. I ain't you, any problems with me, nigga, then it's cool. When I see you, ain't no remix, nigga, don't change up the tunes. Like for instance, you know it's on sight when you see him, so keep your distance, or I'll be fighting more than my freedom. When they see us in the building, they gon' hate on it. With that type of energy, I gotta stay away from it. You mad how we move, but you frontin' like it's cool. The better question is, nigga, who the fuck is you? You better keep your distance from me, nigga, keep your distance. You better keep your distance from me, nigga, keep your distance. I ain't playing with you. Hey yo, baby, I was born to win, so a nigga don't fail. While you sippin' on your wine, I'ma sit and smoke L's. And I know she told her friends how I stroke it so well. Fucking in the rented room is how you make a hotel. Her legs in the air, shorty ain't playing fair, as she whisper nasty little words all in my ear. Yeah, I make them other niggas jealous. How she ride me like a plane, titties swinging like propellers. Put away your wedding ring, we gon' do our love thing. Baby, you a hoe tonight, you ain't got a husband. We role play, you giving head. Brainiac destroy the earth, I turn to an animaniac. You be the naughty nurse before you back it up. I wet it up and I stick it in, bust a nut, then you lick it up, then I hit again. Little mama, this'll never end. But before it does, don't forget I said you could bring a friend. Cause it's alright, we gon' be fucking by the end of the night. I heard about you, and I was psyched. But for myself, I wanna know what it felt like. I'm intriguing, it's on your mind. I got you thinking about giving it a try. Go ahead and front, cause it's alright. We gon' be fucking by the end of the night. Hey yo, meet me in that hotel. Hope you understand this song. Show up in the trench coat. Please don't have no panties on. I turn you out in many ways. Anytime, any day. Don't talk about that sucker no more. Forget him anyways. He is not a thought in this hotel. Maybe this'll make him treat you better. But to then this baby, oh well. We ain't got no time for that, just you and me. All I wanna see is you coming out that trench coat, truthfully. Now, be a nasty girl. Either way we try shit, you just wanna feel alive. No more empty promises. At least tonight, we gon' meet those accomplishments. Now bend it over for me, girl. You know what time it is. Front, cause it's alright. We gon' be fucking by the end of the night. I heard about you, and I was psyched. But for myself, I wanna know what it felt like. I'm intriguing, it's on your mind. I got you thinking about giving it a try. Go ahead and front, cause it's alright. We gon' be fucking by the end of the night. Go ahead and front, cause it's alright. We gon' be fucking by the end of the night. I heard about you, and I was psyched. But for myself, I wanna know what it felt like. I'm intriguing, it's on your mind. I got you thinking about giving it a try. Go ahead and front, cause it's alright. We gon' be fucking by the end of the night. I got you kissing me, telling me you missing me. Sex in the air, so tonight we making history. I got you kissing me, telling me you missing me. Sex in the air, so tonight we making history. Lay your head down, step into these red clouds. Smoke a little weed, time to get undressed now. Kissing on me, got me kissing on your breast now. The way you feeling got me itching for your sex now. Make love to a nigga like I'm not yours. Like you want me coming back, blow my socks off. I'm the mountain you should climb, get your rocks off. I ain't trying to waste your time, I turned the clocks off. Sexy scenarios, bet I make you vision mine. Like how you moan when I kiss across your inner thighs. You say I'm gifted, you've been wishing for that big surprise. You feel the magic, let me get you to the finish line. The neighbors really hate us, cause every other day they hear you screaming through the walls. I'm just trying to be creative, got me feeling like Twitter. How you got me in these spaces, when you touch me I get high. It's almost like I'm levitating. We done covered all our bases, I could never call you basic. We gon' always burn it down from the fire that we making. Baby, you amazing. Do I really gotta say it? Them other hoes ain't bout nothing. That's the reason I replaced them. I had you kissing me, telling me you missing me. Sex in the air, so tonight we made history. I had you kissing me, telling me you missing me. Sex in the air, so tonight we made history.
Stream cable-free live TV with new Spanish options available. YouTube TV. Try it free.
If you're like me, you've probably tried to learn Photoshop online and found it.
Despite them, I was gonna rip his heart out. I'm the best ever. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been. There's no one can stop me. Lynx is a conqueror. No, I'm Alexander. He's no Alexander. I'm the best ever. There's never been anybody as ruthless.
Are you not entertained? Yeah, these niggas rhyme cool, Cam. I got the hot for 'em. like a summer crush.
Coming up, I got them Fahrenheits, I turn the oven up.
Double up, Elmer Fudd barrel, Bugs Bunny hunt.
Banana clips, monkey
Low,
lunch.
long nose, Humpty Hump.
Spun and duck, do an uppercut, then another punch.
Runner up, won't be no tie, son. Buster Dougie. What?
Love and lust, life is but a war, I see blood and
Yeah,
guts.
bump your gum, shrimp. Got a lot of lip, bubble gum.
Lifeless in a box, you getting chalked.
Slick.
A bunch of nuts.
That's crazy. Got to talk dirty, Mom's Mabley. I'ma make your girl hold a stick like Sabi.
I'ma be the reason that Brenda got the baby. Lord save me. Praying to the sky as I wonder this. Is that a cloud or a camouflage mothership?
It's money mixed when the chips down, like some onion dip.
Another switch, shooting with an arc, ain't no covenant.
It's a jungle gym, pulling off these bars, push them up a bit.
Sun is lit, moon and the stars, I've been juggling.
It's troubling, pockets fat, yo, through the punishment.
Hung and lynched, same money tree can make a brother rich. One cop, fill him up with lead. One shot, off with his head. Two shots, coming for the bread. Three shots, run from the fed. I'm so dark that my shadow's afraid. I'm so fast that my shadow's delayed. Even after I move, my shadow remains. I'm so fast that my shadow's your shade.
Atlantic Beach, hope for rowboats and paddles for waves. How you could train all day but don't master the plane. Your car battery drain, need character game. So what you quarantine? You know what still travels? Your name. The
I
phrase.
put my knees in the gravel and praise. My vision gets better as reality fades. I feel like my head is not attached to my body, and I feel like my body's not attached to my legs.
Off a hot flashing grenade out the battle brigade, seeking higher talent to reign, gravity like a grave. But hey, you know how I'm rocking. Mick Jagger on stage, dagger the blade, Wesley Snipes. These attacks you evade. It's the same.
I can't imagine the pain, what it feels like to hear you're just an African slave. Walking out the thunderstorm dry. Bottle's too fast for the rain.
Yeah, bottom tapped in my brain, got the patterns arranged. Yo, like the match for the sage, I can match with a sage. Time shackled their age, mind trapped in the phase. Look into that, turn your dial up, you're back in the days. Niggas busy probably.
Light-skinned Biggie with a slimmer body. Seen a dead body more healthy than your living body. Add a barrel to the double barrel, that's a triple shot. One shot, triple homie, father, little kid, and mom. Everybody dead, that's Whitney Bobby. Fire on the track, that's Ricky Bobby.
Yeah. Keep that shit low though. Kitty potty with his hottie. She a hodo. City property. Busybody. She gon' go over liquor shop. We rolled up and got puffy like Diddy body. Take that.
Get him sloppy, Tupac in the lobby. Throw him in the trunk, then I hit the body. Study kung fu, then I did karate.
Yo, I'ma rob the rob before he get the rob.
In a conflict of a nigger Nazi.
Everybody in the city zombies.
Gun cop, fill him up with lead. One shot, off with his head. Two shots, coming for the bread. Three shots, run from the fed.
1, 2, 3, it's the manifest destiny. Black magic, Lux and Bata. Evolution of hip hop. Aye-oh.
こんにちは、ジョバンニさん。
Activate Wraith Mode.
かしこまりました。
ありがとうございます。
Tank drip, raincoat, triple black cars, yeah, we turn it into Wraith mode. Tank drip, raincoat, triple black cars, yeah, we turn it into Wraith mode. Verify the credit with the pay stuff. Making back deposits with the day ones, day ones. You got a problem, you should say something. But you should quit us today, boy. Iced out grill with canary diamonds. Iced out watch, don't know what the time is. I can tell it's on you wanna know. Privileged information for the squad, though. Trapping out the casino like we hit a lick. Blowing out the windows with the jelly. All in DTLA with the AMG. Back to Calabasas, my girl waiting on me. But I ain't even maxed it out yet. Level up, you levels down, yeah. I ain't even worried about what you even talking about. What you even talking about? Yeah. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black car. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, dripping matte black. Had to switch it up to rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black cars. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black cars. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode.
I see a lot of stars in my car, I'm in race mode. Paint dripping slow like a Texas with a caseload. A drink in the back, girl, sipping cause we say so. They know me and Giovanni about to get this bankroll. If you ain't trying to win, then what you trying to play for? You just want to beef with everybody, I want queso and pesos. Enough to make my lawyer say the case closed. Enough to buy my girl whatever cause she been so faithful. Got Hollywood unlocked, rock the rate on down your blocks. I'm so in love, we'll pick you up. You talking down and we won't stop. I had some friends and now they out. They be gossiping a lot. I'm trying to be a legend. White 11s cover my white socks. My exes live in Texas now with other guys. You had to go to ticket, how you let it pass you by? Now you know that I'm about to do the most. When I get inside the rate, I catch the Holy Ghost.
But I ain't even max it out yet. Level up, you levels down, yeah. I ain't even worried about what you even talking about. What you even talking about, yeah. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black car. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, dripping matte black. Had to switch it up to rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black cars. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode. Paint trip, raincoat, triple black cars. Yeah, we turn it into rave mode.
We are back on the Smokers Lounge. I'm your host, chriscyphaz. We sponsored by Executive Sessions and Rashard TSL. Salute to the fam. Thanks for the pack. Talk to me good, family. You already know what's going. You already know what's happening. I'm gonna just go ahead and get to the norm. You know what I'm saying? As y'all coming through in the lounge, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get the notifications. You know when we going live, so you can be part of the live. And please share the build. All right, we're gonna be going over some shit. Yeah, I see you, guy body. I see you, little bro. Salute to the fans for the pack. Yeah, we got DJ in the building. Yeah, what's going on, fam? Salute to you. We got Empress in the building. Salute. Peace, love, and respect. Salute to your family. King of High yourself, Aladdin. What's going on, family? Salute to you. Great build you just previously had. It was amazing. Great energy. Nice information between you and Greedy. You know, I love y'all vibes. Y'all information that y'all put out was a great build. Outstanding, bro. Salute to you. Salute to the brother Greedy Vegan. Bronze Flat Power God in the building. Salute to the bro. Salute to your fam. What's going on? We got Ghetto Child in the building. What's going on, Ghetto? Salute to you. Salute to your family. What's happening? Yeah, we got the fam in the building. Yeah. So I'm gonna go over a few things, show y'all some stuff. You know, just give y'all a few information. See, you know, where this, you know, y'all already know, y'all been waiting on this bill. It's the whole black thing. It's the whole African American thing. It's the whole Negro thing. You know what I'm saying? We've been classified, like where this come from, where this idea of we from Africa comes from. You know what I'm saying? Where this idea of the people who changed the whole face of the Indians came from, right? So, you know, besides saying they, we can all start putting a name on it now, right? So, which I know, until then, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know what we got to do. We got to get to that goddamn mission. You know what I'm saying? Being that, tune in, family.
It's the mission, nigga.
Yeah. Smoke signal in the building. What's going on, family? Salute to you. Salute to your family. Dead Graham in the building. See you. Salute, salute. Derek in the building. All right, I will up. Okay. So, and after I give, you know, the information and stuff, you know, that's when I'm gonna drop the link, and you know, it's gonna turn to an open bill. It's always gonna end up being an open bill regardless. And you know, we can start, you know, I'll, you know, hand it to y'all. Y'all can come up, ask questions. We'll go to the chat, see if anybody got questions in the chat, whatever, you know what I'm saying? So first, let's start off with who was the person to bring in this whole color situation to basically classify us, people that's indigenous to this land, to classify us as without our permission, right? So let's talk about it. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. And if you was on the build a night or two prior, you know what I'm talking about. But for the people that don't know, we're going to go through it again. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so I'm just read this study from Sue Peoples about the 1920s eugenics in Virginia. Dr. Plecker's attempt to wipe out the Native American race. Right? So, the state of Virginia established the Bureau of Vital Statistics in 1912, which is still around to this day. Right? Ensuring all babies born in Virginia receive the birth certificate that include a racial designation. Dr. Walter Ashby Plecker was instated as the head of this organization because of his work with midwife education and helping to bring better health practices to the poor. Right? Peace, love, and respect, Osinyemi. I see you. When the Racial Integrity Act was passed in 1924, Plecker's focus shift from health and hygiene to racial classification, the doctrine of eugenics, the belief that a pure race contributed to a more stable society, was advocated by Dr. Plecker, which led to a white supremacy agenda within Virginia's statistical record keeping. What's going on, big bro? Got my big bro in the building. I see you, P. Check this out. In the Bureau's perspective, there were only two races, white, which applied to such persons who had no trace of any other than Caucasian blood, and colored, the catch-all term for anything in between. Due to the limits of the laws and its one-drop rule, Native Americans in Virginia were considered colored and not able to claim their Native American identity, even though the Racial Integrity Act had one exception because many white Virginians considered themselves descendants of Pocahontas and John Droth. Not only did Plecker advocate the current records to indicate either white or colored, he also amended racial classification to records prior to 1924 indicating Indian were changed to colored, asserting that there were no descendants of Virginia Indians claiming or reputed to be Indian who are unmixed with Negro blood, and wiping out an entire race with the wave of a pen. So this is the guy within, again, we always tap into eugenics. This is another person who was a guy who tapped into eugenics and came out to reclassify the people in the land. Yet again. Right? Okay, cool. So that's not all we got to talk about. There's another guy that we have to really talk about as well. Let me see. Let me go ahead and drop this shit down. And there we go. My career. Okay. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. So we already know the guy, Dr. Plecker, you know, who's been the guy in eugenics in the past that's been having a thing for classifying us. Right. So we have another person who played a role in that as well. Okay. Let me go ahead and share this real quick. And yeah, I'm using Wikipedia because it's just too easy. This is too easy. There's too many sources out there. I mean, all you got to do is just look these people up and all this shit pop up. Like they even have books on fucking the Negro myth, you know, and all this other bullshit. I mean, just literally look it up. Just put it in your Google search. Just the name and shit will start popping up. So I'm just like literally just like again, like I giving y'all the information. I ain't a teacher. I'm just giving y'all the information. Okay. So there's another guy. This guy, Melville Herskovits was an American anthropist who helped establish African and American studies in America academia. Let me say this again. Melville Herskovits was an American anthropologist who helped establish African and African American studies in America academia. So everything at this point in America, when you've been studying Africa or African American, you've got it from this guy right here. Point blank. You damn near got it from this guy because he established the whole thing. I'm not saying every bit of information because, of course, you got other explorers and people and whatever case may be. I'm not going into that shit. But this is the guy who established that shit to made it such in this country here. Just to give y'all that. All right. He is known for exploring the cultural continuity of African cultures as expressed in African American communities. He worked with his fiance. He worked with his his wife Frances Herskovits, also an anthropologist in the field of South America, the Caribbean, and Africa. They jointly wrote several books and monographs. Okay, cool. Bam, bam, bam. Let's go to his career down here. Okay. I bet, bro. You good? I see you, Mommy Chula. Salute, peace, love, and respect. So, in 1948, Herskovits founded the first major interdisciplinary American program in African studies at Northwestern University with the aid of a 3-year, $30,000 grant from Carnegie Foundation, followed by a 5-year, $100,000 grant from the Ford Foundation in 1951. The program of African Studies was the first of its kind at a United States academic institution. The goals of the program was to produce scholars of competence in their respective subjects, who will focus the resources of their special fields on the duty and aspects of African life relevant to their disciplines. So in language terms, they're studying Africa to trace back to what Americans are and how Americans are. You know, their studies is not by, it's not by, genes or, by their whole shit that they're going by, their eugenics. So it should be by genes, but it's not going by genes. It's just going by cultural results and results in studies and how we look or how much we look alike and stuff. So let me see. I'm gonna keep going a little bit. Herskovits' books, The Myths of the Negro Path, is about African cultural influences on African Americans. You see what I'm saying? I'm not gonna read this whole thing. I'm gonna just read a little bit into this, just like so it can just explain what I just said. So yeah. So Herskovits' books, The Myth of the Negro Path, is about African culture influences on African Americans. It rejects the notion that African Americans lost all traces of their past when they were taken from the Africa and enslaved in America. He traced numerous elements expressed in the contemporary African American culture that could be traced to African cultures. Herskovits emphasized race as sociological concept not a biological one. I'm going to go over that again, just in case anybody got lost, or maybe I may have lost somebody. Okay. He traced numerous elements expressed in the contemporary African American culture that could be traced to African cultures. Herskovitz emphasized race as a sociological concept, not a biological one. So this is the guy who's brung in the race concept. This is the guy who brought you race in America. They say it. I don't. He also helped forge the concept of cultural relativism. Particularly in a book, Man and His Works. The book examines in depth the effects of westernization on Africans of diverse cultures who were brought during slavery to the Americas and who then developed a distinctly different African American culture as a product of this displacement. That's all I really need to read about this guy. Okay. All right, Smoke. I got you. Bet. Okay. Let's see. Now we have shit. Oh. There you go. Let's go ahead and talk about Al's Herdlichta. Herdlichta. I'm added a T in that bitch. So this guy is basically okay, let's see. His name was first Alois Herdlichta, but 1918 he changed to Al's Herdlichta. I guess the exact pronunciation was exact anthropologist who lived in the United States after his family who moved there in 1881. He was born in Humpolek, Bohemia. Today is the Czech Republic. Okay. So basically he's born in Austria-Hungary. Let's see. Careers. We have to go now. I don't think we have to go through this. We don't have to go through this. All right. I think part of this we got to go through. Okay. Between 1898 and 1903, during his scientific travels across America, Herdlichta became the first scientist to spot and document the theory of human colonization of the American continent from East Asia, which he claimed was only some 3,000 years ago. He argued that the Indians migrated across the Bering Strait from Asia, supporting this theory with detailed field research of skeletal remains as well as studies of the people in Mongolia, Tibet, Siberia, Alaska, Aleutian, and the Aleutian Islands. The findings back up the argument, which later contributed to the theory, which is still a theory, of globe origins of human species that were awarded by the Thomas Henry whatever award. So basically, this guy was basically the guy who told everybody, or who gave the theory of that Indians came from from over there, from the East, to help change the image of the Indian. If anybody understand what's going on. Maybe more people got some more stuff going. You know what? I'm dropping the link. Hey, maybe somebody want to hear something, want to say something, got some shit on this, maybe got more to add to this. I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link. Link is dropped. So we gave the guy who gave you the concept of changing people to color, bringing on the color concept. We gave you the guy who said we came from Africa concept, and it was a sociological concept. It wasn't by bio or gene or genetics. Then we gave you the guy who brung the whole Paleolithic Indian, or the so quote unquote Indians from the motherfucking goddamn East, or the people from the East that said they were Indians, which gave us the red-faced Asian looking type Indians that we see that portray to be Indians now today. Yeah. They're giving us a history that basically changes who we are and wipes out who we are, where we came from. So we could never go back to who we were. You know what I'm saying, Empress? They're wiping out our whole identity. I don't even know. To be honest, I don't even know. I guess it's something they figured out along with these so-called scientists, whatever the case may be. But I mean, hey, this is why I guess they run the schools, to get the smartest people, to get the brightest people and the brightest ideas. They take every invention and you know, own it, patent it, and say they did it. Some people get killed off of stuff like that. It's been all type of shit, you know, going on, DJ. Salute, brother.
Good, Brody.
Chilling.
So I did have something I wanted to add. I'm forgetting right now. Is it 1938 or was it early 40s? in the 19th century, or well, technically the 20th century, but they created the National Endowment for the Art, which allows them to use the title of Indian for commerce and art. So these people living on reservations, they're living an art style. It's not a lifestyle, it's an art style. See, the Germans in the 1920s created the Volker movement, which is the pan-Slavism that we call society today. Like all people under one education system, under one God, under one ideology of society. But before they coined this terminology, the word culture was kultura, and it meant one who cultivates the earth. Not one who speaks a language, not one who dresses a particular way, not one who does anything other, even building houses is not cultura. Culture is cultivation of the earth. So, important distinction. These guys all came in the early 1900s to take all we had, starting with our name. Because if they take our name, they can disinherit us. So it's a term of art that allows anyone to use it artistically.
Right. I see. Damn. Okay.
Well, you were just talking about Dr. Herlicka, or
Uh-huh.
Herdlicka, as I call him.
Uh-huh.
Because that
Yeah.
motherfucker looked like he been following behind a herd of wild wildebeest licking ass.
Yeah.
Literally, he looked like he been licking ass for a decade and just came off some wild fucking boat with some typhus and shit to our shores and decided to just get involved in some Mad Hatter shit. Mad Hatter being heterosexual person who's fucking nutty, like out there gourd. Hence the expression, the Mad Hatter. I digress. So you were talking about Herskovitz. You can't really bring up Herskovitz and Boaz without bringing up W.E.B., or should I say William Edward Dubois.
The boys, yeah.
Dubois, not Dubois.
Not the boys, Dubois.
Dubois.
Yeah,
W.E.B. It stands for Dubois.
Yeah, of course.
As in Brian Dubois de Gilbert, like a Templar, a shit Templar at that. He was a how do I say this? A peon for a particular chode by the name of Guy de Lusignan. They were sellouts who helped. How do I say this? Helped fuck the Middle East over in the time past. But the important thing here is that W.E.B. Du Bois is also one of the people that helped start these HBCUs. And he was one of the first professors to teach this shit.
Yeah. We went over the HBCUs. Yeah, he had a big hand in it.
Yeah. And then if we're really looking at all the financing and shit behind all this, then it's the Mormons. The Church of the Latter-day Saints are the ones that financed and helped set all this shit up, all these universities.
Yeah, you had the societies that were the Yale societies.
Yep, the Harvard Society, the Cambridge Society, the Yale Society.
Yale Societies was one of the ones who started funding these quote unquote colleges and shit.
Yeah,
back in the late 1700s, and then they got more popular in the 1800s and shit. Well, and that's when you start seeing these sororities and frats and shit start popping up from everywhere. Like, what the fuck?
In 1777, yes, sir.
Yep. Yes, sir. Yeah. We did a build. Yeah, I think you was there. You was there. I'm pretty sure you was there. We did a build on that as well. So
good shit. Yeah, man. Get into it.
Yeah, the shit's fucking crazy, man.
Yeah. This whole National Endowment of the Art mess, like, it literally opens the back door to any foreigner over here claiming to be a descendant of Pocahontas or some shit like that. Like, it's just scallywags, every last one of you.
Yeah.
I have no respect for a motherfucker coming to my homeland from another country they ran away from, which is the definition or the idiom of career, by the way. It means to run away. So their career was running away to my homeland and then trying to take my place. What the fuck? Who does that?
All right. Well, them nomadic motherfuckers.
Yeah, the real Yale men.
G'day, guys.
What's good?
What's good? What's going on? Salute.
Thought I'd come in and smoke one with you and talk cannabis. I saw you had some intellectual stuff on the screen, so I thought that's pretty cool. I study cannabis at university.
Nice.
Over.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead and when you want to talk weed, let's talk weed then.
Skunk weed. That's the earliest description I found of it in 300 BC in Silago, which we call Chicago now.
Oh yeah, cool. It goes back. I'm more into the tech bit, into the science of trying different things, and rather than the history. But I don't mind discussing any topics on it because it's all a rad plant.
It is, top to bottom. Yeah, I'm growing some. What do I have over here? I have Granddaddy Purple, and what's the other one? Is it Bubba Kush? I'm forgetting right now.
I grew some Bubba Kush a while ago. I got some Death Bubba going in the bowl at the moment.
There you go. Right on, bro. Well, what did you want to talk about?
I'd like to help people and to discuss myths and misconceptions in cannabis. And I got all my university slides, so if there's anything gets in depth, not just comes out of my mouth. I can prove it with the slides. So it's fun to do that because
Right on, bro.
I've done this for 30 years, so it's straightforward kind of thing. Nearly, I enjoy it. Anyway, I like to help people.
Hold on a minute. You said you've done it for 30 years?
Yes, my friend.
You don't look that old, bro. You've been busy.
I've been smoking 2 pounds a year, and that keeps my age of 48 nice and preserved.
There you go.
I lived in BC for 5 years, in Canada for 5 years too.
Right on.
Doing this shit, researching experiments with cannabis, medical cannabis. It's great. But if you've heard anything that's a bit weird to you or not straightforward, I can maybe shed some light. So it's good to discuss that.
Sheesh, I'm on a whole different brainwave than Herb right now, but I'm sure you've got plenty of interesting information considering you've been doing it for 30 years. It's cool that you're doing that because people have a very one-sided, skewed perception of what marijuana is.
Exactly.
Like, people don't understand their own chemical makeup, so how could they understand their cannabinoid system and how things are meant to work?
Salute, Signal on the panel. What's going on, bro? Salute.
What's good, Smoke?
What's going on with you? Shout out
good?
to the town, to the panel, to the chat.
Oh yeah, shout out to the chat.
Hey, what's dude's name, man? What's his name? Did y'all do a formal introduction with this individual here? Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Before you begin your dialogue, did you do a formal introduction? Like how would you be addressed?
Aussie CC is what they call me. AUSSYCC.
CC? You said CC?
Yeah, CC, but you put an Aussie in front of it because I'm Australian. So AUSSYCC is that's my YouTube thing. So you can still me cannabis videos and research stuff in cannabis. I've done there. But yeah, if you wanted to call me, you're very polite. I know, I appreciate manners. Just CC's okay, or Aussie CC. The people overseas usually call me.
Aussie CC. Right on, bro.
I'm going with the CC. All right.
Cannabis Chris.
You
Cannabis
do.
Chris.
But I don't get called that.
here.
Please, it's just CC. No one really knows my name.
Wait, hold on. Why do you have that CC?
You can make whatever name you up for the CC, but I've had that for many, many years. And I've got it back anyway. I don't want to go into my background problem things. But yeah, I just had that name, and we don't, it's just best to have a nickname rather than your actual name when you're in a red state for decades.
Okay, so what do it mean? Because we're asking you what do it mean, and you're not saying what do it mean. You're just
Oh,
telling
he said
us why you got it.
He just said Cannabis Chris.
Oh, okay.
Word.
Yeah.
Okay, I ain't hear that. All right,
I don't like to be called that. Just CC's fine though, because
Yeah. CC.
I don't
Yeah.
portray the name. Yeah.
Because he's not trying to throw his name around the internet. I get it.
Right. Okay. Cool.
Well, to start, like, I get right into the real hardcore tech of it. So if there's any real growing techniques or practices or strain weirdness, mutant genes, anything like that, I've got good clarity on it. And my experiments that I do sort of prove those things, yes or no, and I'll take videos and proof of that, and then I'll match them with my slides, my university slides, and I'll make videos on my YouTube for good because there's so much misconception in cannabis, and it just sucks. I want us all to be the same. It's all to grow the rad, bring out the genetic potential, and share our shit. Over.
Understood.
Well, man, yeah. Before you get too high though, you do realize we had a topic, right? We was discussing the history of reclassification in North America. You have any background knowledge concerning the individual known as Francis Bowie?
Not one bit, sorry. Plant soil science and microbiology is my forte, not history. Sorry about that. I just saw your link.
Okay. What about the other dude? What the other dude name was, DJ?
What? W.E.B. Du Bois?
Yeah, You ever heard of W.E.B. Du Bois?
No, sorry, mate.
Okay, it was one more. What's the other dude name? The one you said looked like he been following herds around.
Herlicka. I always forget his name for.
Yeah. Al's Herdlicka.
Als. That's right. His first name is so weird. It's like Alistair, but just Als. It's weird.
Herdlicka.
Ouch.
Herdlicka. He looks like a Herdlicka.
Yeah.
He also looks like Doctor Strange. Like his eyes. He doesn't look like he has a soul. His eyes are all white with no depth.
CC, you never heard of any one of these individuals?
No, sorry, mate.
Yeah, you wouldn't know anything about it. Well, you've probably heard of George Washington Carver. He was part of their society, but only vaguely if you're in the biology.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, yeah, they would have probably taught you about how he came up with over 100 uses for the peanut, but then you would have moved on.
I haven't even heard that before. It's not the area that I focus in, sorry.
Right on. So you specialize in cannabis tech, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm actually on your level to be able to have that kind of conversation. I'd probably have to go put in a good 30-hour study to be able to rapace with you.
No,
I'm not up with botany or biology terminology for the last 15, 16 years.
Well, if you grow it, there's some things when you grow it. There's some questions that people can ask. I'm a master grower, so there's a lot of bro science out there that's not really the truth.
Yeah, and there's a lot of weird additives in the soil compounds these days that kill things.
Yes, there's a shitload of pesticides and metals and heavy metals and pathogens that aren't good.
Yep. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but here in California, they've started a practice in a lot of farms where they're, shall I say, the water treatment facilities are donating the solid wastes to the fields.
Good. Actually,
free compost. Yeah, they're calling it free compost.
Oh
yeah,
no!
Really,
Don't grab any.
Really. Yeah, it's fucked up, bro.
Well, what the truth behind that is, mate, because I study environmental microbiology. That's one of my classes too, and you can recycle your manure, but if it comes with antibiotics in it, that means
all bad.
Antibiotics. It's going to kill all your bio life. So
exactly, and that's exactly what it is.
Up. Yeah, so just don't jump onto that one. Wait for it.
No.
Sorry, you go. It's your show.
No, you go. No, you go ahead.
If it breaks, you can compost it, but it's got to be broken down a shitload. Like I would probably compost manure with antibiotics in it for fucking
10 years.
Many years. I'd want to go through a lot of thermophilic cycles. Like that means it's got to get up to 60 degrees or about 150 Fahrenheit. And then it'll go through its thermophilic process of breaking down all of the bad bits in it. So yeah, I'd want it to go into that stage, back into the mesophilic, into the thermophilic, and just, yeah.
What do you actually, now that it's interesting, I've had this question I'm asking. I don't know if anybody here on the panel knows about hydrophily. Have you ever heard of hydrophily?
Yeah, I know all about that one. Hydrophily and hydrophobic, there's two differences. Sorry, you go.
Well, it's just, I've been looking at this place in Africa called Moon Mountain, and all the old manuals I find, they're talking about this man-made mountain that's cultivating itself. It's propagating itself with pollination in the water. Like this, I guess this was an ancient method of creating agriculture or culture in a place that didn't exist. Is people would make a mountain that was essentially a geyser with a man-made river that had pollen in it that could pollinate things on the wild. That's how I came into the concept of hydrophily, and it's kind of piqued my interest ever since. I know hydrophobia or hydrophobic means water resistant, or water cannot absorb.
Yeah.
In other words, like something has a greater surface tension than the water, therefore it can't break down.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're educated.
So
that's all,
educated.
And that's the only difference with me is in the cannabis is I've got a little bit of education and I like to share it and help the people that don't understand quite well. But that's otherwise we're all the same, mate. So we're on the same wavelength. I'm not better than you or anything like that.
We are not on the same wavelength. The brother came and asked you and told you we was on a specific topic, and
sorry, yeah, I was rude and changed the topic.
We should be on that topic, and you literally went away from that topic just because maybe it doesn't involve you. Well, that's the thing that's distracting us away from figuring out what we need to do with what's happening with us. You know what I'm saying? You don't have that problem, so you don't care about it. So that's why it's not for you to latch on to it like that. But again, we're dealing with something that's actually really that's going on within our lives that we can actually see that's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, at what part does education say that you're actually educated? But then when you get educated on something that's really going on in people's lives, and you just blatantly just go the other way and say, oh, well, I'm just here for weed and worry about weed, but we should talk about this, da-da-da. But what part of the education says that you are up here, or you're actually educated? You see what I'm saying?
I put in the search engine to YouTube 420. Your thing came up. I thought I've never seen you before. I'll say g'day. I pressed the link in the StreamYard's link, and now I'm in a wrong spot. I'm sorry that I've caused you problems.
Oh no, we're not saying you're in the wrong spot.
You didn't cause nobody problems.
That part
what we're saying is
I'm off topic.
There's a focus and a topic. So, and then the brother came back and tried to remind you that, yeah, there's a topic and a focus that's going on within the bill. Is if you look at the topic of the bill, it still says the topic or the subject of the bill. All right?
Yeah, and I apologized. I'm in the wrong area. Sorry. I thought I didn't realize that. I do this lots just to say g'day to different people, help them out. I didn't realize you were on a focus.
I
apologize.
Hold on. I understand you want to say something, but that's where you need to calm down and you need to learn how to listen. All right, because you can't just cut me off like that. I'm not even done talking, my bro. You see what I'm saying?
Sorry, mate. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Okay, so like I didn't kick him off. He went off himself. That was not me. Well, I'm just saying, like, smoke signal, right? Bro, we got a topic. Why do you consist on not bringing it back to the topic? You know, like, we understand you clicked on the link, but what's the subject of the build? You couldn't miss that. Couldn't have missed that.
That part. Well, I mean, something I've realized recently is social Darwinism, a big part of it is botany, because botany was used. How do I say this? How do I say this? Botany was part of the eugenics society because it allowed them to hide the origins of American Latin and simultaneously name plants native, like they've named us native, which we aren't native. See what I'm saying? Like, so they've classified the plants the same as they've classified us, and they needed to utilize plants because of our illustrious past with them. Like, yeah. Like, for example, indigo. We grew indigo here before anyone grew it over there. We also had hostile shells or hostile snails in the Mediterranean, or excuse me, the Mississippi. So, you know, the whole purple dye from Rome and all that shit, like those shells got brought over there. Just like indigo got brought over there. Like, we never brought vermilion over there because it's a clay. You know, the blue on the Mayan murals is from a red clay in the Mississippi, so it couldn't be brought. You can't bring a riverbank over the ocean. See what I'm saying? So I thought it was interesting that he hopped in right when he hopped in, because I'm fully aware that botany and biology are a large part of this hijack. But I don't think he knew shit about it. I think he literally just wanted to help some niggas understand weed better.
Yeah, I thought he was coming in with he related to one of them motherfuckers type shit. I would have been looking forward to that. We do a Trace family. We could have did some Trace family tree type shit with that. He came in talking about weeds.
I don't think so, bro. He's Australian. He's totally removed from all the British fuckery.
Yeah.
Like, they have their own thing over there. I mean, it's fucked up because Australia fell the same way as here. They just used the same model over there. But what they don't tell you is the same model was used on Europe first. They just keep improving their method of control.
That's where they get it from. Everything they came over here with, they've already done it over there.
Yeah, it's all the fucking Ottoman Turk.
Uh-huh.
You know, the fall of Constantinople was the fall of their Holy Roman Empire. Rome's DC. British Columbia, you know, the goddess of Rome. Columbina is another word for Rome by its own people. Columbina or Columbia. I mean, they add modifiers to the language at the end to switch you up. Like, and I've been also discovering a lot of musical notes are used to do it. Like, hear this and see if you understand what I'm saying. A, E, A, O, U. Oh shit, what is it? A, E, A, O, U. La. Oh fuck, I'm forgetting right now. I'm not a musician, like a singer musician. So you put all the vowels together, and then so A, E, A, O, U, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do you see that? A, E, A, O, U, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Like, they're so example, the country of Guatemala is now called Guatemala. La being an alphabet, or excuse me, a musical note. See what I'm saying? There's musical notes added on the end of words as modifiers.
Okay. So that's where they get this spell binding shit from. You know, it don't work on me. But
Exactly. Me either. I see right through it. It's petulant, but that's where the spell binding comes in. Is with certain words, they're putting a musical note on the end of it. Just like when you watch the what is that movie? That Nazi movie, The Sound of Music. You know, that song. There's always a message hidden in things in plain sight. Also, Gautama was the name of Buddha, and his mother's name was Maya. and his mother was the first person he trained in Buddhism.
Hold on. Let me clear that. Hold up. You said he trained his mama?
Yes, sir. He trained his mother in Buddhism. That was the first person, and then she trained everyone after.
But so where the hell he get it from?
You would call that a Kundalini rising from the Divine Mother.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't got no information to even dispute that. But go ahead.
Well, it's basically I do, because I've had my Kundalini rising. So all it is you becoming more of yourself. You're no longer challenged by things that you were challenged by before, because, well, it's like the first time you learn how to do something and it's perfect because you have no doubt of yourself or your ability because you've never done it before, right? Like, so Kundalini is simply that. You're simply just becoming more of yourself. It feels to me like other lifetimes catching up to me, and I just know more. I'm more relaxed. I'm more calm. Get what I'm saying? And you just you know things that don't make sense to everyone else, but they make perfect sense. And then when you break it down and repeat it, it makes sense. It's like being a Kundalini individual is like being a seer. I think that's where they came up with the concept of a seer from. Someone you cannot lie to. It's just getting in touch with your inner God, your stomach, man.
Okay, you trying? It's kind of making a little sense, cause
You
it's
know, it's
hard
not
to lie
all
to me.
it's not all this fruity shit everybody talks about, like you're fucking, plugged into heaven or some shit. There is no sky daddy. It's just you meet your ancestors who are the stars and you become more of your fucking self. It's that simple.
All right, proceed. I'm picking up all the nuggets you dropping. The
Yeah.
ones that ain't nuggets, I ain't picking them motherfuckers up though. But carry on.
Yeah. Well, look, man.
I'm sorry, it's so funny.
It has to do with. I did a bill with Westside Kulik on this recently. It has to do with the word heteromorphosis, the ability for a heterosexual man to change himself completely at will. Like look into that word heteromorphosis, and you'll also understand how the papal bull dum diversus, which means until different. Well, different meant not hetero.
Wait a minute, hold on. Say that again.
Different,
The head
according
shit.
to the in the day that the word differentius was written, it meant not a heterosexual man. So the
Okay,
papal bull
what
until
was the term
different.
though? What was the term you used? No, the term.
The term
you
heteromorphosis.
Okay. I get you
Or
now. Go ahead.
morph as in morphe or
Right, more,
morpheus.
yeah, like the change, right?
That's
To more.
exactly, and
Become different.
that's where our sister who wrote The Matrix got the idea from, is that word heteromorphios. Morphe. I sometimes wonder if morphe is related to morphine as well, like if that was an old medicine that Nagas had.
I wouldn't put it past a nigga whatever the fuck they had back in the day. Nigga
Me
just
either.
crazy.
There's that part, that whole part. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if it was some nigga in a ship all the way in China with like 4 kilos of cocaine for every week. Seriously, I wouldn't be surprised. Like conquering shit, coked out of his gourd. I wouldn't be surprised if whole armies moved like that. I know we had syringes like 30,000 years ago.
I mean, the Germans wouldn't have been the Germans if it wasn't for fucking meth.
That part. That part.
So,
That part. It's funny that just German, like germ of man.
Mm-hmm.
interesting terminology, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah, I say it deserves further investigation.
Yeah. At some point, I'm gonna definitely get into it because my ancestors called the island of Japan and themselves the Jomon, and also the Heike or the Hogs. Like the Germans invaded Japan. Like these modern Japanese people they're German. If you listen to their new language, you can tell they're German.
That's why they hella aggressive.
Yeah, and plus over 30% of their lexicon is fucking German words, just with a little twist.
Mm-hmm.
You know that once again, unlike the rest of the world in Japan and Jomon, the niggas lived up north. We didn't live down south. The pale ones lived down south.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Omnaya people, who are actually they're Germanic peoples from the Mediterranean. They were the first ones to basically before the Moors, or should I say, Philip of Bourbon cured the Justinian plague. Like before all of that shit, they were in the region.
The s'mores.
The s'mores. They're fucking, it's the Volker Wanderung. They're descendants of barbarians. It's like the real Germans were dark as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like Gaul was, and the Picts and the Woads were all dark people. Like super dark people, forest people.
Yep. The motherfuckers now to this day trying to be in jungles, climbing and jumping around on trees and shit. Like, bitch, how long it took you to learn that? You
Exactly.
a grown ass motherfucking man. You ain't young. That's some shit a young motherfucker do, nigga. How old are you?
That whole part.
The fuck? Yeah, that shit fucked up.
Yeah. So you guys have got into the HBCUs and how it's all Africans and European Negroes up in that shit.
Oh yeah, we already did that.
Good shit. Yeah.
We handled that.
Yeah, that's some good foundational knowledge for our people to have.
Hold up, so y'all saying ain't no regular niggas in the HBCU?
Oh, I'm sure there's a couple, but probably but the majority.
Hell no.
Well, no. Hear me out though. They always listen. They always hire some good ones.
No, they just hire a face of it, just like Jay-Z. You don't own Duce. You don't own motherfucking goddamn the New Jersey Nets. You never did. You're just a face of something. There's always someone behind it because they know that using the face of somebody that they think that it literally is. That's what's gonna drive them to come through. That college, that's what's gonna have people come drink that Duce. It's Jay-Z. He's the promo for it. He's the ad.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And the black face of a HBU is the ad. It doesn't matter who it is. The black face is for the ad. They're not looking at who's the beneficiary of the fucking HBCU. And that's the whole thing with Clark. Because now you have a fucking Methodist church that funded Clark for them to be the HBCU to where they at right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Clark, that's a fucking British name. That's a Whig Tory name. Mm-hmm. Clark. Hey, Clark.
All those colleges in that area are British colleges.
Yep.
Like
that's
British
why they call
colleges.
it British Columbia. And I mean, yeah, man. Mm-hmm. They turned Columbina into British Columbia. Yeah.
Because all those colleges are in Atlanta. So you can go to Georgia State. You can go to Morehouse.
Yep.
You can go to Clark.
I hate that fucking
name.
Go
to
Morehouse.
One? Fucking I said Morehouse. What's the other one? There's another one too. She's named after fucking Elizabeth fucking
Warren.
She's a Rockefeller.
Shit, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember her name right now.
Oh fuck!
It's not the white. I always.
It's in Atlanta. It's in Atlanta, Empress.
Yep. Not the country, the state.
Yeah. Well, no,
Georgia.
Georgia's the state. Yeah,
Georgia, not
Atlanta,
the country,
Atlanta,
the
Georgia.
state. Yeah.
Let me see.
Yeah, so I was talking about culture earlier. The Germans in the 20s coined the modern term culture, culture. Before that, the universal word was cultura, kultura, and it simply meant to cultivate the earth. So we've been fed this concept of
Spellman.
society.
That's what it is. Spellman.
Spellman, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
the Spellman house.
Yeah.
I call him Smellman. That's right.
Yeah, all those colleges are in like one set, like one little area. Even Georgia State.
They're all in the same tax bracket. That way they can all ride under the same. What is it? It's 50 or no, it's a 1901c3 if I'm not mistaken.
No, I think Georgia State is way above them. Like Georgia State. Georgia State. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Georgia State is right down the street from all these colleges as well. That's what I'm saying. Like they're all in the same area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if you was to go to Atlanta, you could literally be in the middle of like a star. You can go one way, you can go to Clark. One way you can go to Spelman. One way you can go to Morehouse. One way you can go to Georgia State. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. All these colleges are in one.
You know what? By the description of it, are any of you familiar with Eldar? Light.
You said Zelda?
No, Eldar. L as in loser, Dar, DAR. Or excuse me, LIDAR. Sorry, LIDAR. LIDAR, not Eldar.
Oh, LIDAR.
LIDAR.
No.
So
sound like some Harry Potter shit.
No, you should check it out. LIDAR is a aerial-based X-ray of topography and terrain. So it gives one the ability to do an X-ray of the earth and look past all the modern buildings and the modern shit that's on top of what's already here. And it shows you the shapes of the earth underneath cities. Based on what you just said, the way they're all in the same area, I bet you that's a star fort underneath that city, Managa. And I bet you one of those universities is on each side of the star.
Yeah, probably.
I wonder if there's any Eldar mapping of the area, because with Eldar we can completely see what's under the ground and what these fucking pernicious little chodes have hidden from us. Because we had all these cities, they didn't build any of these fucking cities.
Hell no.
You know, they all have all these pictures of people sitting on a piece of metal and a skyscraper. That shit's This shit all staged. You never see them sitting on the building. They're just sitting on some beam. They have a fucking drop behind, and they're sending pictures back to Italy to mama. Like, look, I built a skyscraper.
Everything. Why you think everything over here look like everything over in England?
Because that is the finished product.
Yeah,
and
that's the
we
finished
started
product.
the shit here.
Yeah.
See, the proof in the pudding, my brother, is the fact that we still use the standard measurement system. Our system of 0 to 9. Europe uses tenths. So their history doesn't even start at a 0 because they weren't here in the beginning.
Right.
They're in the tens digit. They're 2 digits over. You see what I'm saying? That's why they use the metric system when we use the standard. It lets you know that we are the fucking standard.
Right.
Like you have from shell middens to earthen mounds to pyramids to fucking every style of Greco-Roman neoclassical architecture in America, from start to finish. Nowhere else in the world do you have the advancement of architectural knowledge and style in one place like America. This is the land where you can find how niggas got it out the dirt in the beginning to modern times. No one else can claim that. And they've only dug up less than 1% of it all.
All right.
They're terrified. They know what happens when they go digging around in our shit. That's why they just cover it up. Or they just try and tear it down and destroy it. They're just trying to cover everything up. Because we had so much stuff built here, you would not even believe, bro. I spent so many hours. I've been on like Google Earth for the last like 4 years just looking shit up. Like historic site 96. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Like my back's fucked up, so I'm not really into traveling like I used to travel. But I got too many broken ribs for all that shit. But my point is that I can still find all kinds of shit. Like, for example, the islands in the middle of the Charles River that still have mounds and pyramid compounds and castles on it. They destroyed the main castle, but they never destroyed the walls. You can see that shit all on Google Earth. You could go over there and walk on the shit. There's no fences around it. They just planted hedgerows. So if you get in a canoe, you could literally go and film and document the whole thing. All those little islands in the Charles, they re-diverted the river, and they hid the original shape of the harbor there because it was the face of one of us. Literally, the harbor was shaped like a face. I've seen the old maps. That's why I was asking the dude about hydrophily. You know, the utilization of man-made waterways to pollinate things. Because it looks like Chicago or Salago was using a process of hydrophily and was growing about 40 miles worth of cannabis and hemp on this man-made river with the process of hydrophily. And Philadelphia Chicago or Salago, it was known as like Stinkweed City. Like it was famous for smelling. And then also the guardian city to Silago with this man-made river to Silago would have been Norvembega, which another word for Normbega is Vinland, as in the Vinland sagas. Now, Old English is Old Norse. Old French is Old Norse. All those old languages they call over there, those are Old Norse. And Old Norse fits into Algonquin perfectly.
Okay.
So when you know
Come
that
on, bro. Yeah,
old
keep it going,
French,
bro. You like a walking encyclopedia around this motherfucker.
I am. It's a fucking problem. I stay up all night and study for like the last decade. I just got up a little while ago, so. But I figured I would come in and drop some knowledge, some gems on my people. Yeah. So, you know, Normbega or Vinland, that is where Cambridge University is. They have all the reservoirs out back of Cambridge University. That's where the original cities are. From there to the airport, you can see it from Google Earth. There's no reason they would have flooded those areas. And you can see in between all three, which make a semi-pyramid, you can, you know, or something like a nuclear sign, essentially. If you're looking at a pyramid from the top, then you would see the nuclear sign, right? So there's old cities in the center of it, and you can tell by the way the city is the streets are laid out. You know, when everything is circular with a grid going across both ways, making crosses, like that's our old method of building. When everything is squares, a square grid, that's modern shit. So, you know, if you've ever been to like Boston, you've ever been to New York, you've ever been to like Chicago, you've been to these older
Austria,
cities.
you ever been to Switzerland?
You know, from fucking Marseille, Hamburg, Berlin, all these places, you would see that there's a specific style of layout. And then the modern shit is all squared and gridded, and everything else has a nice little circle flow to it. You know, things just, well, you can tell that the water and the electricity were run under the streets. That's why everything has a nice curving, round bends to it versus the modern harsh 45-degree angle. Yeah, and one of the things they tell us with, you know, with megalithic architecture, they always say in geography and geology, oh, well, nature doesn't make 45-degree angles. They're absolutely right. Modern people make 45 angles. Our ancestors didn't make 45-degree angles. Everything was rounded. So, those people in Britain, those would be the Bharat and the Brihat and the Brutes. Like they tell you that England ruled, but if you read the Declaration of Arbroath, you would know that actually the nobility lived in Scotland. Everything was always ruled from Glasgow. Glass meaning
Scottish right.
Exactly. Doug, or excuse me, glass. The word glass, it means dark. So does Doug or Dougal or Doug, Douglas, as in Frederick Douglass. Even Fried means dark. Reich or Reich, rich. So Frederick Douglass, that would be a dark or soul rich, dark man.
Yo, I was about to say dark.
Dark, or swart, or Swartza, or swastika, Svarti would be Old Norse, Svarti, Svarti, all the same. This is where you have the idea of Havarti cheese. Also, you got those the Cheshire cat. Cheshire was the cheese that the niggas who were the brutes ate. It was a crumble cheese. They replaced it with cheddar. You're good, bro. I can hear you.
Okay, y'all hold it down, man. I gotta bounce for a minute.
Right on, brother.
All right.
That's what it is. The Cheshire cat. See, look, all cats are indigenous to North America. So they're throwing a joke in your face with the Cheshire cat. All these Victorian era diphthong jokes. The Cheshire cat has stripes, right? He's also mad, coming in and out of consciousness. And every now and then he's petulant. He works for or against Alice. Do you see what I'm saying? And Cheshire is the cheese that was made by the niggas that lived there before the modern day Saxons. There were Saxons before the invention of the Anglican Church and Queen Elizabeth and her Red Court, in which case then they became Anglo-Saxons. Like the Anglican part has nothing to do with their ethnology. It has everything to do with religion, which is the antithesis of ethnology. And ethnography. You still there, Chris?
Yeah, I'm here.
Right on.
Oh shit, motherfuckers fell off. All right, bet.
Well, no, he had to go handle some shit. He said he'd be right back.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I had got busy on my phone because motherfuckers is texting me and shit. I'm trying to figure out what the fuck goddamn going on.
Overstood. So you were in the middle of a presentation before we were unconsciously interrupted.
Yeah, basically I was just bringing us to how they gave us these concepts to change the image and to break the a whole nationality by pen.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And it was three main guys that did it at the same time.
Yep.
Which had years and shit, which even coexists with the one drop rule.
Yep.
Which came from that's how you got your fucking $5 in Indian, because motherfuckers who had like a 5% motherfucking black or Indian, whatever they want to say. You had these little pieces or these little traits of Indian, but you could still pass as white. They were still going through the white schools and everything. But if you was other than white, you could not be in a white establishment or a white institution, because anything that's white is Caucasian. That's it. Like, there's no in between.
Yep. Although, ironically, the original definition of white would be bleak. B-L-E-A-K. Or wicked. W-I-G-H-T. A witch. Someone who hates children. A woman who hates children is a white. That's why they used anti-miscegenation in the women to create the law, to create the artificial construct or social construct of race. They had to use the woman to do it.
I was about to say, shit, that's maybe why, like, a lot of those, pink feet bitches willing to give their kids up so easy.
Well, there's two types of them. Some of them are our cousins, and the others are from those monkeys from Africa. Some of them still walk around on all fours and shit. Like, look it up. I ain't talking no shit. It is what it is. Some of these pale people walking around, they're just albino Negroes. Think there's something apart and above. And then some of them actually are that from Africa. Because, I'll remind you, all of Europe, before it was named after a swarthy goddess, was called Ethiop. All of Europe. Like, Northern Africa has always been Southern Europe.
Yep.
They talk about the land bridge over here. Well, how about they talk about their own land bridge over there? How about Doggerland that connected France to Britain?
Yeah, all the motherfuckers the same motherfucking people.
Exactly. They're all cheddar men. They're not Cheshire men. They're cheddar men. There's a difference. They don't even get the joke about the Cheshire cat. They don't know why a raven is like a writing desk, because they're not the original purveyors of magic. Do you know why a raven's like a writing desk?
Letterman, Cheddarman. Oh,
yep.
Go ahead.
A raven is like a writing desk because B flat is the call, just like the desk must be for you to write on it. And your brain to write bullshit. All must be flat. The irony, though, is if you change things from 440 hertz to 432, well, that becomes a C sharp. See, like magic is music and music is magic. They've removed 7 letters from our lexicon or our alphabet, right? Including A-E, I-E. Another one, which that Australian would have recognized, is Oi. O-I. All of the letters in our alphabet that had more than one sound. Well, that's why they say Aussie, 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 oi, oi, oi. That's why they were shipped out, because they ain't fucking white. They were used against the Aborigines in Australia, which ironically were their distant cousins. They would have had no way of fucking knowing, because they were already disconnected. Like, this shit's a whole social science. Let me break it down for you. Like, so if your daddy is pale and your mama is dark and you're a boy and you become a daddy's boy, well, then you choose to be a pale person. If your mama's pale and your daddy's dark and you're born a girl and you're a mama's girl, well, then you choose to be pale. Do you see how this works? They make you choose. They make you pick one or the other when you're young, before you're even conscious that you're making a decision. You think you're picking one of your parents. What they aren't informing you of is that you're picking an entire life. Culture is a trap. It relegates you to not being able to adapt anything you need to your survival because it looks different. But as I already told you, culture is nothing but getting it out the dirt. All the rest of this shit, those are our inventions, not our culture. There's a difference. They call it culture because if you call it an invention, that means that it's stolen and you need to recompense. See what I'm saying? They rename things, but it's when you really look at it, you're looking into the mind of a petulant ass child. It's like a 14-year-old foster brother that wants my bitch, wants my whip, and wants my dope outfit and all my shit, and hasn't put in no work. All this supremacist shit is nothing but fucking sibling rivalry. Motherfuckers need to wake up. You know? I mean, reality is a nigga went over there and started fucking on some monkey and created a big problem. And now they think they're different and above somehow. That's why they say, oh, we fucked the caveman out of existence. Like, really? Did you really? Is that why the rhesus monkeys still exist? See my point? They call it a rhesus gene, right? RH. Well, why are there still rhesus monkeys? And why do motherfuckers make rhesus pieces? And why a rhesus piece is dark? Because I remind you, cocoa comes out white. It has to be made dark. Did you know that?
Cocoa what?
Comes out white. So does latex.
Which cocoa you mean? It's just
cocoa as in chocolate.
Cocoa. As in cocoa. Oh,
cocoa theobromine.
I don't fuck with chocolate. I don't fuck with chocolate at all. So you schooling me on this. Go ahead.
Cacao theobromine. That's the scientific name for it. Would be cacao theobromine. Theobromine being the pleasure molecule, which is why women love the shit. In the South here, we used to have a holly bush that was sacred because it's the only plant other than chocolate in the world that produces both caffeine and theobromine, and it's called Yaupon holly. Yaupon. Now, what's interesting is I've grown this and made my own Yaupon tea for years. And if you've ever been to India and tasted their Lipton's tea from the fields, you will recognize the taste anywhere. It's the taste of sweet tea, the same shit grandma made. That's why the British are obsessed with tea. You know, Britain and India were the same kingdom, same people. The first nigga that came from here, from the Hesperides, which is the Caribbean islands, true name, before the shallow inland sea broke through and destroyed the real Egyptian kingdom, which was in the Grand Canyon, flooding the entire Gulf of Mexico, sinking over 80% of the land that was there, because Cuba used to be connected. Cuba was part of a giant landmass called Zipangu, Zipangu. You can find the maps. They're historical too. So, you know, it's like motherfuckers be lying, bro. The lies are incredible. You know, also look up that word I told you about, heteromorphosis. Because it's telling you the magic of being a heterosexual man, how you can transmute and transmutate and transform yourself. You can change yourself again and again. It's something when you become gay, that is the final change, the final transformation. It's what you would call perfection, which is the death of progress. There's nowhere left to go. Self-deletion. You following me?
Yeah, so you mean so you mean being gay is the last stage?
Pretty much. It's like, well, I mean, like, how else are you going to change?
Yeah, I don't think you got to be gay to change.
Well, no. Hear me out, though. It's like, so say you're a carpenter and you want to change your life, change who you are and everything about you. Well, you could go and educate yourself for a couple of years and then go apply yourself in, say, architecture. Instead of just building shit, now you're an architect. Now you've advanced yourself on the totem pole, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you're a heterosexual man, that means you can work amongst any man. There won't be any more rivalry than already existed. But if you're not, well, now you've introduced a foreign element to the environment that makes those who are hetero at dis-ease. Do you get what I'm saying? Like our aunties and grandpas, and like we had people in our family that were gay. That's a whole different thing than what we have going on today with all this transgenderism. It's a whole new level of weird. This is the plan, is what I'm pointing out to you. Dumb diversus means until different. Different means gay. No longer heterosexual. No longer capable of heteromorphosis. No longer capable of changing yourself because your image is finalized. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't have a problem with people and their juicy or tender bits. I don't give a fuck what you do with them. I'm just pointing out that there is a master plan to put frog hormones in the OJ and the flavored drinks and make niggas confused as to what they are. That's their homogenesis to our heterogenesis. Do you understand what I mean by that?
Yeah.
You know, that's all papal bulls are. You know, they want to make everybody else fall like they have fallen. To be brought into confusion, to NASA or Nassau us. NASA and Nassau being Hebrew, meaning to bring into deception.
Yep.
Bring in, as in to educate incorrectly, to indoctrinate. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this, but, you know, we're still sitting in rows in school systems like heads of cabbage in a Prussian apartheid education system. That's where it comes from. Boaz and Herskovitz.
At ease.
Yep. And that's what Herskovitz and Boaz did. They brought the Russian German apartheid system to the Americas. Unless you go to a fucking private school that teaches you the trivium, you're lost. And the trivium is the Turkish remake of the quadrivium, which is the original knowledge of the old world. So yeah, man, it's a lot of fuckery involved in this shit. It's a lot of angles too. You know, like I said, the National Endowment for the Arts allows people, freaks and geeks from anywhere, to take our shit. Like, would you guys believe me if I told you I've been in like Ukraine, and I've been in the Balkans, and I've even been in like Venice and seen plays, Indian plays. Like some fucking Othello shit, but it's a foreigner with a fucking regalia on, acting like a Plains Indian. Like, they're spreading this whole improved order of the red man bullshit everywhere. That's the name of the fraternity that spreads and creates all this propaganda. Oh, as well as the Society for the Diffusion of Useful Information, the Royal Society, who basically became all of these financiers of the HBCUs. You know, a lot of those those Negropeans in that school, they come from overseas and they know what the game is. You know, they
thanks for saying that, because now, nigga, we got Umar Johnson saying Negropeans. Now everybody getting it. A lot of motherfuckers getting a hit of that nigga pen word.
Hey man, it's what it is. It's what it is. Motherfuckers need to wake up.
Yo, keep going. My fault.
No, it's good. No, it's good, brother. No, I call them Negro peons because that's exactly what they are. It's like they need to wake up because, you know, it's like if you're a Negro and you're from Europe, then that means you're the original.
Right.
So what the fuck you over here fucking with us for? You're our removed cousins, like fucking 12 generations, nigga. The fuck you doing?
Right. You got nothing to do with over here.
Nah, nah, y'all niggas went over there and you been
keep
over
y'all
there
nig-
and
keep
you're
y'all
different
nigger
now.
ass keep y'all nigger asses over there.
Seriously. It's like, look, man, like we could have conversations and a rapid taste and knowledge, but don't come over here claiming to be us no more because you're not.
Right. Oh, I'm
You
African
you
American. No, you
you
not, motherfucker. You are African. Go back to your tribe, bitch. We don't want you.
exactly. You're a whole Ethiopian. You
We
got
never
nothing
asked you to come over here, nigga.
that part.
Take your dusty old ass
Or should I
back
say you're
home.
a whole Ethiopian. Ethiopian.
Shit, I'm trying to figure out, bitch. Do you know who you are, or are you African? Which one? Because you say you African, and I'm like, okay, nigga, you sleep.
Yeah, because what the fuck is an African? I just told you what the name of Africa was. It's called Ethiop, nigga. What the fuck is an African? I'll tell you what an African is, etymology. So Ame is
Akablon.
Ame means rich. Or excuse me, soul. Ame. Rika or Rican means riches, right? So the name American means soul rich or soul rich people.
Mm-hmm.
Africa, as in aft or behind, means left behind. Rika, riches. Riches left behind or left behind in riches. Also, the word Afrique means without code, meaning without morals or without a system of numbers or numerals. No written history. That's what Afrique means. So American means soul rich. African means riches left behind or left behind in riches. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They act like Africa has all the hot resources and shit. Nah, nigga, we got it all. We also have the largest oil and coal reserves. And where there's coal, there's diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
People seem to be forgetting that. We have all these synthetic diamonds being made now. But why is that? Because they don't want to dig the coal because they're going to find all our ancient hot shit down there in the coal. Like, I've been to a mine here in Calabasas, California, an old mine from the 20s. And if you go 120 to 130 feet down in this motherfucker, you start finding these old stone walls. And they go for miles in this network. I ended up having to tie a bunch of fucking ropes on the corner so I could find my way out of this bitch. But I spent about 16 hours down there in the complete pitch black following a fucking wall, bruh. 16 hours. Following a wall in a mine. Probably a good 40 to 50 feet down. Straight down. There's cities in America over 50 feet under the earth. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I already know what you're saying.
You know, like New York, Chicago, all of these cities, they all have an older city right underneath of them. That's why these Bible freaks tell you as above, so below. You know, what if I told you a pyramid also has a pyramid in the ground beneath it? The foundation is a pyramid, and so's the top, the part above ground you see. It's making a perfect diamond. We didn't just have a method of piling a bunch of earth up and then building on top of it. Or how about I break down the building methods, because this is what I love. Have you heard of American scagliola?
Scagliola, yeah.
Well, have you heard of lazuli?
Mm-hmm.
How about terrazzo?
No, I haven't heard of that.
Terrazzo is the ancient form of creating mosaics, if you will. So all those mosaics in Europe, that's a form of Marazzo or Lazari, as they've renamed it. Razzo. Merazzo. Mer, as in a dark person.
Yeah,
Azzo, as in first. That would be an Italian word, but it was not Italian. It would be American Latin converted to Italian. You know, another word for Atso would be adder. Adder, not as in the snake, but as in a architect or a mathematician. So scagliola is a method of what you would call a concrete, a natural cement, or a geopolymer. And basically, it's a method of creating stone blocks, and with not stone, these are geopolymer blocks. So, you know, you would basically crush up some stone and make a dust, right? Then you would make your bricks out of it, and then the women would sew bags or pillows, if you will. This is where the concept of a pillow comes from. And then this pillow would be set on the foundation of the bricks of the pyramid and filled with this slurry called scagliola. Is a man-made marble, a synthetic marble or calcium. We even did iron, high iron content in it. We made all of this shit you call sandstone. That's man-made. Sandstone is a man-made chemical compound. Like our ancestors were chemists. Do you understand what I'm saying? One of the main ingredients of scagliola is liquid glass, my naga. Melted silica. Did you know that?
Yep.
Melted fucking glass. Think about that shit. Over 30,000 years ago, certifiably, most likely over 50,000 years ago, we were using this method. Now, pale people only arrived on the scene generously 6,700 years ago. We know that Albert Perry's DNA goes back 30,000 years, untainted and unchanged here. No one else can claim that shit anywhere. Do you see what I'm saying? No one's blood anywhere else is unchanged for over 30,000 years in one place. That tells you who you are, and that tells you where everything started. If they had found some pale person somewhere whose DNA was the same, I guarantee you that we'd have heard that shit all over the news. They'd have been pumping that like Hardaway with a pump fake.
Damn.
If you want to know which pale people are your cousins and which aren't, all you got to do is ask them, were you born with a tail?
Nope.
I wasn't.
They have never been. They wasn't born with a tail.
That part.
I wasn't born with a tail. None of them.
I've met one person that was born with a tail, and they were very strange. Like, probably the sloppiest person I ever met in my life. I didn't know them for very long because I didn't feel like babysitting grown folks.
Yeah.
She looked like a monkey, too. She looked like a chimpanzee. And it made me do a bunch of research on chimpanzees, and I found that, you know, this so-called style of warfare that's fought in Europe, you know, it's very monkey business, including, like, you know, shall we say, orthodox methods of circumcision with the teeth. That's monkey business. That's not man business. I ain't talking shit. Look this shit up. Chimpanzees wage war, and it's freakishly similar to the way that the Volker people wage war. It's the same. The behavior, you can't deny the behavior is identical. From the grooming to the aggression and weirdness, all of it is there. It's all present.
Infamous Styles in the building. Salute. What's going on, bro?
What's good?
Shout out to Think with Brother Nasir's in the building. Salute. What's going on, fam? JJ's in the building. What's going on, fam? What's going on, y'all?
What's good? JJ the Enlightened one?
Yeah.
What's good, homie?
Yeah, I hit that link. Come through. Hit the fucking link. So be right back. I left something in the garage. Let me stop.
Man. So the original name of the Scottish was the Scoti, right?
Yeah.
But then I always think of fucking what's his name? The dude that in Star Trek that works on the fucking.
I don't know what happened. His phone probably died or something. A laptop probably died.
He just
came
started
off.
talking. Yeah, I'm like, God damn.
There you go.
There you go.
That was weird. What's good?
What's up, DJ? What's up, DJ?
What's good?
Nothing much, man. Just people having a Father's Day though, man. My day every goddamn day though, man. Just take care of your responsibilities, man. Do you, man? Be balanced and shit.
Agreed. I mean, bruh, the way I see it, it's like us niggas, everybody's daddy. Every day is daddy's day for us.
Facts. We either gotta do like be a father of our own or be a father to somebody else's children.
That part,
right?
I mean, really, the whole reason we fucked up is because we stopped taking care of each other's babies like that.
Yeah.
I remember when I was young, when the neighbor was like, "Your grandma's gonna be called, little nigga. You better take your bad ass home."
Hey Chris, happy Father's Day for you too, man. Because what you did, what you do, man. Like I said, man, that is daddy like though, man, and you continue to do that though. So salute to you too.
Thank you. I appreciate that, bro, and happy Father's Day to you as well.
Oh yeah, my little one. Yeah, she all on my computer. She's streaming and shit, so playing the game. So yeah, she better be good.
The original name for father would be Pater. 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 Or Patre. Either way.
Yeah, that was the time when they were saying that and stuff. Even before they was we were going by the times of the calendar we were using now with this Gregorian calendar times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because Patre, that was the old system and shit before they let the Pope change that shit.
Oh yeah, exactly. In nomine Patri, et Filii, et Spiritus Sancti. Yep. In the name of the Father.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're talking. They're talking about us. Ain't no Father God, nigga. They talking about us. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. Who's the Holy Ghost? The pale man born out of us.
Uh-huh.
Should I have a homegirl that looks whiter than white, and the surfer boys with the blonde hair and blue eyes she goes for? That shit don't work. She don't even get it. Shit's sad
There's
though,
a lot of people. Just people starting. I mean, everyone has their own different when they awakening moments and things like that. But it is people collectively all seeing a lot of things the same way we've been teaching is bullshit. But it is people that still hang on to still a little bit of indoctrinations and shit like that.
That part. What's crazy though is like I'm starting to hear our fucking language on all the mouth of these foreign people. You've been noticing that? Little by little, these motherfuckers starting to talk sense and talk truth.
See, the thing is, it's a saying, and the comedian said it, and even though I'm gonna quote him, but it's so true. Everybody wants to quote a Naga though, but they don't want to be a Naga.
That part. They're terrified, bro. They want to be the dark standing in the light. They don't want to be the light standing in the dark.
Yeah, it's just like the slang, the swag, everything that comes with that. People want to take that. But even though
Go ahead.
No, I mean, even though I know that word swag, that still come, with your style, and really it just all mean, with this type of energy you bring and stuff. What do you bring to the table and stuff? Do you say something? Do people listen? Do you have something to say? Do you have something, to put in action to saying to offer to life?
That part. You know a word we made that they love to use? Another word you could use for swag is lordly.
Oh yeah, that's what I said. That's a little bit, yeah, that's going a little bit more original though, but that is true
Yeah,
though.
that's our shit. That is our original name. There were no lords, but there were the lordly. The
Yeah,
Loxley, the lordly, as in
yeah, and
Robin of
see,
Loxley, the lordly.
yeah, and see what they did with a lot of stuff. They just remixed a lot of this shit and stuff, and then made certain shit that made things was negative, but really is positive, and then they made certain positive shit seeing that was negative.
Yep. Well, yeah, because they made us the demons, even though they were the demon before. They flipped it all on its head. They were the young
Yeah,
ones going against the body of the original culture, which is to cultivate the earth. They wanted to fight war instead of dig the earth. It's
yeah,
vanity.
because
Their original name of the first pale man that broke away from us was the Vanir. Vanir, as in the vain people. Like the originals called themselves the Aethir, as in ether. Now ether has become Other or other. But Other in Old Norse means father.
yep, because even the Vikings even used to say that.
Yep, Other. Other means father. It's two O's, and the second O has an X right above it. In Old Norse, an O with an X capitalizing it or hyphenizing it, that is pronounced th.
Like a T.
Th.
Yeah.
T-H.
So
T-H.
yeah,
Th. So oath, as in an oath of love and fealty. Other. See
I
what I'm
got the
saying? I
I
mean,
got the T.
people who swear an oath to one another are now called others. Or I believe the common word we have for it ourselves would be thought.
Yeah.
Not as in their
hmm
Tahuti or their Thoth,
Yeah.
or the thoughts that we originally had that became their culture, which is not culture.
yeah. See, that's the Western philosophy and shit and things is like
Hmm.
that.
It's the
And even
golden horde philosophy of the Batukan. That's not the
and
Vatican. It's the Batukan.
and DJ, in West, you speaking about this is I got a cool Caucasian neighbor, and I said I've been living with him about like almost damn near close to 20 years, and he's a
Hmm.
damn Viking himself because he follows that. And
Hmm.
have these conversations, things, and deep conversations, because
Hey,
we even both came to grip this like even though we have different cultures and things, it's like saying that we take from each other, but we can both agree this like before Western civilization most people was together and stuff where things got broken apart and divided because
yep,
everyone at least played their part.
that
That's
part.
why like no matter where you go, even though they always switch up shit and things is like that, there's always blueprints that's left.
Yep, everywhere. Hey, you should have your homie look up Blauman. Blauman, Blau, men, because that was
Nah, I'm
what
gonna
the
write that down. When I talk
Blauman.
to him later, I'm gonna tell him that too.
Yeah, tell him to look up Blauman. There's so much history behind that word. The blue man, like the Dell commercial they give you. Dell being Bell,
Hmm
the god Bell of the Irish, which is why they would call a bell tower a belfry or fray.
And see, also too, it's another meaning behind that too when you say Baal. See,
Mm-hmm.
Baal, you're talking about energy too. Cause see, a
Yep.
lot of times when they was activating those towers, and even my bro, he showed it. My bro questioned everything. Shout out to him too. He showed a video of them. Let's say example using those Baal, those towers
Yep.
that they have, and the way that was powered up.
Yep.
They wasn't using electricity or wires or things like that. No, that's a form of saying of certain energy. I said it was at certain points of the earth.
Yeah, it's called campanology. Campanology is like the science of using bells.
Yep, and hydroelectric.
Yep. Hydroelectricity. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, that's why I was asking that dude earlier about hydrophily. You know, Philly as in Philadelphia, hydrophily. Like, why do they call it Philly? Why the Europeans have a short abbreviation for Philadelphia and call it Philly? See what I'm saying? Like, this shit
Mm-hmm.
doesn't come from nowhere. There's a reason for it. It all ties into something. And I was telling you about Silago and the city of weed with growing weed and hemp on the sides of the banks that were pollinated by the water.
Right. And then
Like, and
DJ,
it.
think about, and not cut you off, bro. Think about
No, you're
this
good.
too. Like from what we saying. If you notice all this stuff that they changed and these certain points that we would go to that they had blocked off and they turned to certain shit, I can sit there and say, like, dude, those are definitely general points to free energy and and also other understandings of other cultures that say even came there and stuff before it would change the way how they put it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Well, I mean, mysticism was the art of electricity. Like, mages practiced mysticism, you know, but also
Mm-hmm.
music was the art of mystics as well, which is why swirling Sufis and poets and musicians in that part of the world are called mystics.
I know, and one of the biggest things saying with music, the thing is the keys about that is melody.
Yep, melody and timbre. Timber,
Yeah,
not timbre, but timber, like shiver me timbers. That's another expression. It's telling you something.
sure
Timber,
is.
you know, it's like a certain timber will shake all of that calcified dust off of your real brain or your real eye, if you will.
And if you think about that too, you know how like sometimes if you think of something or if you sneeze real hard and you'll get this certain shaking little vibration with your body and things is like that, and you start seeing these little stars and everything.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
That's definitely that's definitely an example of that.
Well, them stars be your ancestors. Like, literally, the stars are your ancestors. You know, they're a memory, if you will. That's why they've renamed all of our astrology to new shit. For example, like Orion is the goddess Iona, the archer, but they've turned her into a he, being Hercules, who is not Heracles, the original from the Hesperides, being the Carib Islands. I mean, even the word Caribbean, like Carib being,
Yep.
being, really? Caribbean? Car, I, being. See it? The car people, the
Yep.
van people of Europe. That's why they have vans. And that's why a car is called a car with black tires, as in the god Tyr, the dark god that guards Asgard or middle center Earth, as well as all the realms.
So
And then look
Asgard
what
was like the top realm.
Tyr is a dark god. The crazy thing though is if you look at it, rubber or latex comes out white. They have to
no,
mix
Chris.
oil to make it
Asgard,
black.
one of the upper realms, though.
Exactly.
Right.
Asgard would be where Aurora Borealis is. Our job is
But
to guard the center of the realm, the center of the universe.
But you're still on point with the analogy you was giving with the car thing, like saying for the Asgard, because that would be the top for it. The Midgard part of the automobile saying would be the engine and the transmission.
Yep. And then, you know, so that's why we have High German and Low German. High German is the first. Low German is the last. Then you have High Brazil and Low Brazil. High Brazil being the first. So whenever there's a high, like high fidelity, HI,
Right.
so it's HI. It's another one of those removed letters from our lexicon. Excuse me.
Right. I feel you. Okay.
Damn, this smoke tastes good.
Mm-hmm.
Pardon me, fellas. I'm just just partaking on this good lemon gelato.
Get it, brother. That sounds dank.
Smoke up.
I am. Oh, of course, you know, and you say especially since the last stream that we had and shit like that. I'm smoking. You hearing them birds and shit. See, right now they quiet right now.
Oh, bro, I feel you. I live around that sound all the time, bro. I feel weird if I don't hear birds.
Oh yeah, man. Like me, that's what I was telling Chris, man. Like no matter what the weather is, no matter how cold, hot it is, I'm always outside in nature. I always become one with it all the time.
Same.
That's why like my understanding, and even like when I was talking with Chris, and Chris was and like even still, he still put me up on game on certain crystals. See now, every time when I do it in certain places that he tell me, oh, and Chris, I washed them off in the ocean. I said, it's like you said, I went right by the ocean like 6-7 hours later after the stream that we did, went by there and washed them off, did a little meditation and everything.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm a fan of shungite. It's one of my favorites. And then you got onyx, my birthstone. Fucking always loved onyx.
I love onyx. Yeah, onyx is dope.
I know what it is about onyx. I feel like nigga wore that shit like 100,000 years ago in another lifetime. Just the first time I saw it when I was like 8, I was like, ooh, that shit's mine. Like, give it back.
Right. It's a very unique energy.
It is. It's so clear and so unmolested, untainted. It's just this pure fucking frequency. It's you know what I mean? Like no other stone feels the same as onyx. Like opal's kind of close, but nowhere near. It doesn't have the grounded feeling. It feels like clouds compared to ground. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, well, it just depends what crystal you get because you can get another stone that can still have those same qualities as well.
Yep.
So like, because onyx, you can ground yourself with onyx, but you can also ground yourself with tiger's eye as well.
Yep.
You can also ground yourself with black tourmaline.
Tourmaline, yeah, man.
Yeah.
Fucking, bruh, I wore some tourmaline around this dude that was talking shit, and he shut up. It was interesting. When he saw me wearing that shit, it was like he shut up. It was weird.
Right, that's what's up.
I don't know. I have some of these weird pale boys that want to sit around and talk shit like I hate them or something. I'm like, Cinderella man, you're putting the glass slipper on the wrong foot. Go home and look in the mirror.
That is their energy, man. And a lot of times, man, a lot of people, man, they just want you to go back to just what they have and with their indoctrination. Because, like you said, man, misery always wants company, man.
It loves company.
So if they indoctrinated and they talking indoctrinated people, man, that's what they want you to be. So they're gonna do all that simple shit, and so to try to so-called break you, but even though they're not even gonna touch your barrier. You're just gonna laugh at them and shit and just continue to do what you're doing.
Pretty much. And I can't even really educate somebody like that or have a conversation because they're like fucking. I'm like 40 going on 400 over here, nigga. How the fuck I'm gonna talk to somebody who's like spiritually 14 years old?
Right. I mean, I'm the same way too. I mean, it's like this with me. I can have conversations with anyone, but when it gets to those really deep intellectual, and even though we don't even have to agree on everything, saying things like conversation, I only can talk with that with a certain amount of people. That's why I say I always come talk to y'all, like my bro, Big Dog, G Philly, somebody like question everything, things like that. Anybody like saying like people in the chat, shout out to everybody too in the chat too.
Yeah, shout out to the chat.
And because y'all, man, when I talk to y'all, I can have these conversations because there are people like saying that can just not to say this, think just saying just a light though, but we're always challenging that question and everything. We're always trying to saying keep getting to that next level and everything. Never satisfied with being stagnant.
That part. Yeah, I feel like I'm dying if I'm not learning at least 10 new things every day.
Oh, yeah, same here, man. Because it's like if I'm not sitting there doing something, saying to learn something, the things like saying, well, I know it's just like I don't feel like I'm really serving the purpose then.
Yep. I used to feel that way about work. Now I'm like, fuck working for somebody else. Let me get this fucking knowledge. Let me work for myself and get this fucking knowledge.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm forgetting the artist right now. Fuck, what's his name? It's not Poor Righteous Teachers, where he's like, knowledge me, homie. Do you remember that song from the 80s?
Mm-hmm.
It might be Public Enemy, actually.
But I know about Poor Righteous Teachers and Public Enemy. I think they both had a song like that, if I'm not mistaken. It just both of them just had like little like same concept but two different perspectives in both of the songs, and as well as
Bruh.
like two different beats.
Yeah. Wouldn't believe how much drop I get from music. Just music, lyrics, and just sitting in nature. Like
Oh yeah,
sitting in
because it's
nature.
like
All my studies make sense in nature. Nowhere else do they make sense.
even if I listen to positive and negative shit that I like when I grew up with, and so when I sit in the nature, I get the full understanding of it.
Uh-huh.
To the to the
It's like
point,
you get. Go ahead.
yeah, it just to the point that's like you know how certain things you used to be around certain people and things would consume you, like especially like let's say you listen to party people, party music, you around certain people like this, but then you around people who listen to gangster music, trap music, whatever you want to call it, you got that type of energy, right? I'm the type just like I can listen to that, get an entertainment out of it, get enjoyment for it, but it's like I know what the truth is, or I don't let that consume me.
That part. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? How like music is like black magic until you know the truth, and then suddenly it's like you're just hearing somebody speak because you've heard the language of the world.
Yeah, and Chris,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, what you said this to me before. Remember how you said this to me many a times. You say, "Hey, Infamous, how man, and you know this, them certain beats, man, them certain frequencies, man. They know what it is, man. That's what it's saying. That's what it brings out for that tone and stuff, like saying it brings out into that world.
Yep.
That bass and that melody.
Yep.
Never forgot when you said that to me. That shit always stuck with me. That's why I said it just now.
Yes, sir. Notice the popular songs got a nice bass and got a nice melody. It's tweaking something in you to make you latch onto it.
Yes, sir. Yeah, they used the 70s music against us, just like they did with Superfly. My pops fell for that shit. But yeah, they're using all the melodies, all the like really magical
Yeah.
music from the 70s and shit. They're just sampling it.
No, it's not even from the 70s. It's at a point it
just
doesn't matter if it's from the 70s right now. It's just once they found that frequency range, that melody, it's the melody frequency range, because you don't really get a lot of melodies nowadays that's dynamic enough to hop outside of its key. It only stays in that
That
one
part.
key. It
Yep.
don't go above or it don't go below. It stay in that one area. And
Yeah,
it's
what
that
is it?
main
Matter of fact,
distinctive. main distinctive sound that latches everybody on to. Oh, I like that sound and da da da. So now everybody paying attention to the beat more than the lyrics.
That part.
And Chris, I remember you, and I remember our conversation that day. We was talking about this too. Remember that time when they had that Bone versus 3-6 Mafia battle?
Mm-hmm.
Now, and I remember how we was talking about like saying this are they beats. Now, if you listen to certain beats, what they saying they're saying that both groups have, one will make you like saying, okay, this beat make you want to smoke. Then you listen to another beat make you want to go to the club and fuck up everything else. Then the other, then you listen to another beat like saying like Bone have it or 3-6, one will make you want to be on some little sinister shit and so on, saying things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Want to make you want to just go drink
It's all
some
frequencies.
and smoke some
like,
weed and shit.
like, yeah, you're talking about the pentatonic scale. You're talking about 422 hertz to 536 hertz. Like 440 being in the middle and being like the standard ion measurement, not ISO measurement, but
yeah. See,
IO.
and where I can confirm that for what you're saying,
you're creating negative
like
ions with the music.
Like I can say this for both groups when I know when they frequency get turned up. Like if you listen to Bone, if you listen to that song Mo Murder, not only is the sound quality much higher and everything like this, you won't even know what the frequency of that beat. Then it's the same thing if you listen to 3-6 Mafia, they got a song called Sweet Robbery. The beat goes up. Now both of them, both songs, believe it, are both sinister beats. But the thing is like how you saying that frequency gets raised up for like saying for beats like those versus like if it was something else, it's like talking a little bit more like saying that's more self-sufficient. The tone for it is lower.
Yep. Yeah. Lower tones depressing you and higher tones exciting you.
Salute, Philly OG. What's going on, big bro?
What's good, Philly?
What's good, OG? I was just talking about you like that, man.
Grand Rising, much love to all the family, man.
No, you were talking shit about you.
Nah, my brother Infamous got nothing but love for me.
He was
I already
talking
know,
shit.
Chris.
He said
Nigga said for me, brothers. Much
nigga
love
said
to
he
y'all.
caught you
Much love to
motherfucking
everybody
taking
in
the
the
shit
chat.
at a rest stop reading the Bible.
Yeah, right.
No, goddamn well,
goddamn
well, I would say, goddamn well, man, that ain't Infamous Styles we talking about no shit like, man. First of all, man, happy, man. First of all, salute, man. Happy Father's Day to you, OG, my naga, man.
Yeah, happy Father's Day, everybody.
Man, you
like
couldn't put a Bible in that nigga's hand if he was dead. He would wake up and slap you.
He said, "I will be like first of all, man. OG, man, he gonna be burning the Bibles, man, taking them papers, man. Like, man, look at that, man. Put my motherfucking green in that shit, man, like that, man. He's saying, give me my goddamn like saying drink for that, man, please, right? My shit,
smoking
man.
scriptures,
right?
Yeah, I already know. I gotta fuck around at some point, you know.
I would become his. That book would become his firewood.
It was just the right time, it was the perfect time. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even knock that. But like I was saying, man, but these frequencies in these songs, man, that's why they do it just like that, man. Because every time with some songs, it's like when you really turn up and everything, but they gonna put them beats, you know what I'm saying, make it real catchy and shit. But even though the lyrics with it, so that's what they have behind it.
That's what happened with the North and the South.
Yep.
They gave the South more beats with bass, and then motherfuckers start going to where the bass was going at, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sure did.
Yep. Yeah, I have a beat I made that has no bass in it.
Oh, me too.
Sample, it's like a pentatonic, what do you call it? A polyrhythmic beat. So it's like you hear your heart in between the beat. Pentatonic scale, basically.
Oh, but DJ, let me say, hey Chris, I still appreciate you for bad for Friday, man. When I got out to play, man, I got away from all them indoctrinated assholes on that play, man. I still thank you for that, man.
Yeah, you got away from that 40% motherfucker.
Right, DJ, hold on, let me holler at you for a second, bro. Why this dude that tell me he's damn near almost like close to being like a fight director and shit, right? Dude make a little bit over 200 grand. Why he told me like he say, son, I give about 40% of saying my earnings and saying to his church. And I said to him, well, the next time that you take your son to a Comic Con, then you need to donate that to the Comic Con. He said, why would I do that, son? That's ridiculous. He said that stuff is fantasy and fake. Well, what you think what you doing and stuff? There ain't nothing real about it. You can't prove it.
Exactly.
All you can prove is like saying that a person kept taking your money and stuff, like saying and playing your mind.
That part.
When you could have
like,
invested 40%.
Yeah. At least Comic-Con, you'd be helping motherfuckers make a fairy tale or a fantasy in common, versus if you're paying the Bible, you're paying to pimp us all. God damn it.
Right. And at least,
come on,
like,
man.
There's
like,
a lot of shit.
Invest in the people's fantasy. Fuck these fucking creeps in their fantasy. Motherfuckers need to wake up.
Shit, man. There's actually a lot of shit that you could actually learn in motherfucking goddamn in from comic books, because I ain't really knew about plasma as much until I had to go look back. Hold on, this motherfucking Powers got this type of plasma, this type of plasma, this type of plasma. Hold on, let me see if this shit is really real, because plasma is a part of matter. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hold the fuck up. Let me motherfucking look this shit the fuck up, because I'm not stupid right now.
Yeah,
right.
nah,
The
comic books are all our shit plagiarized.
Yeah,
all
basically.
Like Gotham City is Chicago, old Chicago. The tower that Batman sits on, you know, where he's sitting up there, that with the griffins on all four corners, that's the old Empire building of Chicago that was tore down in 1926.
You sure they ain't the Empire in New York? You know Gotham City. I'm just playing. Because everybody think Gotham is New York. You know,
but they're right and they're wrong, because those twin towers are the same architecture style, but they're not the original. The original was in Chicago, and it had 4 water fountains coming out of the gargoyles' mouths.
Right.
I can tell you that. I can tell you this from reading comic book, because my dad and other people put me on that shit and stuff. It's like that. When Batman were coming out during the time, doing like I say from the 40s to the 60s, when the towers they had, yes, that was Chicago, but that was post-crisis Batman. But once they got the pre-crisis Batman, just like they got pre-crisis Superman and shit, that was like from the 80s to 2001. That tower, that was New York. So I say y'all both are correct. It just with like comic books and things, what they do, they take from different times, from different editors and different writers they had, and just from different perspectives. Because if you notice, each time, even though like saying it's a fantasy shit, they always will take something like saying that is a real event, and they'll mix in with that comic book times from that time period.
Yeah, man. Fucking, you know, Batman is Kamazotz, right?
Yep.
The death god, the god of death, Kamazotz, the bat god. So that's why he's Batman. Look, every time it's a hero with a black face, that's us. With a mask, that's us.
And plus two, for the first 20 years and stuff, when Batman first came out, they wasn't calling him that. He was called the Dark Knight.
Exactly.
He was going by that because
the Swan Knights, who you would call the Teutons or the Teutonic Knights.
Yeah, because that's when he was rolling with Ra's al Ghul and his group.
Ra's al Ghul and Azrael.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the sword of God or the flame of God.
The League of Shadows.
You know, if you break it down, well, it's not the League of Shadows, it's the League of Nations, aka the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, I was
before
going to
the
get to
United
that.
Nations. Yeah.
See, that's the thing. But see, that's the trick. See, the shadow part was talking about, it really was nations because they took over so many nations.
Yep. Yep. The League of Nations is literally what it says. It's the League of people making fake fucking nations out of our shit. Now
Yeah,
they
that's
show
why
you the flat Earth. They show you our realm on their flag now.
yeah, that's where we get the other terms of the shadow government.
Exactly, and deep state as well.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking weirdos.
Yeah, they had, like I said, all them times to having this shit. It made just like even like with apocalypse and the Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm. Well, that is a reference to the Calico Corners in California and the shallow inland sea that burst through the Grand Canyon, flooding and sinking the what you would now call the Mediterranean, but it's actually the Caribbean or the Hesperides. You know, that was also in 1777. That was also the same time when the Berber Wars ended. That was also the time when California quit being an island, or Califia.
And this is the other thing too, when people hear this, they hear this term and stuff, and they always think of this as a person and like a thing. Now you know how you heard in the comics the Celestials, and you heard Lucifer, Morningstar, and all that shit.
Yeah. The son of
See,
perdition and the morning star and all that. Yeah.
see. The thing is, it's not a person; it's energy. The celestial energy in this thing called Lucifer energy.
Yep, it's the bleak or the bleach. Originally, black was bleak. B-L-E-A-K. Bleak. Had nothing to do with a color, but certainly having to do with a bleak future.
Yep.
You know, the original term for a pale person was wan. W-A-N. That's why they call a magic wand a wand. And that's why they have the black swan. Swan. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
Like swan being dark and wand being pale.
Nah, I don't get it. Explain it. No, I don't get it. Explain it.
Okay, I'll break it down another way. How about the dub gall or the dark gall and the thin gall or the fine or fair gall?
Okay.
The
I
aether
think you might
and
have
the
lost
vanir.
somebody with that. I think you might have lost somebody with that, but I got you.
Yeah, it's very possible. I mean, you got to think globally to get this shit because, you know, motherfuckers have a global agenda. So you have to think like a globalist to get your own empire. It ain't hard, though, because they already have us thinking that way with their Prussian apartheid system.
Right.
It's just, you know, do you think your own thoughts and come up with your own questions or not?
Oh, Chris, because
Yeah.
we talking about comic books and shit. I just seen another like off-brand movie they're gonna do. They're gonna have in Marvel like they did with Morbius. That's what off-brand movie they're gonna come out with.
They got a Morpheus joint coming out.
Well,
Morphe?
they're gonna have another Morbius joints coming out, but this one when they coming out, they're gonna have to ask you the god of the symbiotes. They actually gonna have come out joints with Noel.
Of the symbiotes?
Oh shit!
Mm-hmm. See. Noel is just an avatar of Oblivion, because that's who really Noel is. Oblivion is he's pretty much is like considered what is he's the void of all.
Mm-hmm.
Even because even with his story when he's down to Noel, they had him killing the Celestials when life was created, and you know, creating the necro sword and all that shit and things just like that.
Yep. The Frisians and the Furians.
But the reason why they gonna come out with that is because of how the Eternals did. So they're gonna tie that into it.
Yeah, Eternals or Elementals.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Because only
That
elements are eternal, so the Eternals would be elementals, like us
yep, and
being the aether.
the elements of
Like
life.
we are the blue of the sky. That's why we painted our walls with Mayan blue. Like we're the aether, the man that fell to earth. The Aborigine, or the first kings. Regine is Latin for king. That's why we also name our women Regina. You
Hey
know, and
Chris,
our
do you know
men get the
do
name
you know anything
Reggie.
about Noah?
Noah?
No, I said, do you know anything about Noah, the god of the symbiotes?
Oh no, I don't.
Well, basically, he can control all the symbiotes. Like, what's interesting about him, not only does he be able to like control like something like with Venom or Carnage and shit, even if when it goes to a crossover comic books and shit, he even controls even the power that even Spawn has. Because Spawn is a symbiote.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And so basically, like what about him and what they try to do about him? See, the only thing that said that kind of like stopped him, what got in the way of stuff, is like saying he's the one above all. And the reason why, because if Null is fully released and shit, he pretty much no one can stop him and shit.
That part. Well, I mean, they're talking about us, bro. Like they don't want us to break out of our cage, because when we break out of our mental cage, like everything is over. It's done.
And it's crazy. Every time they go and capture a symbiote, they either out of space or they getting it from magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, go ahead.
That void though. See, really what it symbolizes is things like that. And like I said, you take the fantasy and the entertainment part about it, saying just talking about saying when you just have no thought and saying then when you create a thought, it's at your general base center point is when you say when you create that. And saying what you create that and things is like that and stuff, you can find your strongest point from that. And that's basically what Nolan is. Just the only thing is he's just like you can almost say like the epitome of negativity and things is like that, or evil is how people will say it and shit. But he just doing what his purpose was. His purpose was to destroy.
Yep. That's why they all, you ever heard that joke about, the God was holding the meeting with all the angels, and the devil showed up last, and apparently God was like, "Where were you, nigga?" And he was like, "Well, I mean, just doing my part. Niggas gotta fall, right?"
Yeah, and see the thing is that's how powerful his curves is, because pretty much he can kill any sky father, any celestial gods, and like anyone. It's like it doesn't matter. Like he can wipe through them just like they're nothing.
Yeah. How about like Deadpool and his synthetic laboratory made ass?
Well,
Man, he got his ass whooped by goddamn
that's the
goddamn
MC,
two brothers.
that's the MCU and shit like that. See, really, Deadpool really got his powers from Thanos and shit. This is before even Thanos even got the Infinity Gauntlet. He gave him the power not to die because he used to be one of his henchmen.
That part.
See,
So,
it just
at one point
Don't-
we're gonna have to break all of these comic books down and apply the characters to the real living people, because this shit's all allegorical cryptozoological references to
I can
the
go
hijacking
like
here.
this.
Check
Now,
this out.
if we
Check
go,
this out. Check this out. Check this out. Thanos or Apocalypse?
That part.
No, he's saying choose like. I would go with Thanos, even though I would definitely, I would really more say Apocalypse, but for what Thanos
Nah,
was accomplished,
Thanos.
I would say Thanos. I'm going based off accomplishments.
I would go Apocalypse because without those damn stones, Thanos ain't shit. Apocalypse don't need no damn stone. He's the first. All of every mutant. What the fuck?
Good point.
Well,
Exactly.
okay, Chris.
Good
Now,
point.
I would say touche on that part because you know what I would say I'm agree with you on that part. Apocalypse is the only person, like say, to bring the best power out of everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and he's the only one that does that.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, all his powers from the celestial power anyway, and he's the smartest.
Well, most of his power is from acquiring the mutant bodies that he jumped into, because everybody he jumped into, he acquired their powers as well. So that's why he's been able to get so powerful, because he'll jump into another mutant's body, not a human body, another mutant's body. Because you got to think of it, the human body can't hold the mutant gene. So he can't use the human body. He would have to jump. The reason why he tried to use Professor X. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what? This shit all reminds me of voodoo and how like you have to pick somebody from your gene pool to possess.
A host, a host. That's and
Yep.
just like Apocalypse, because he like every 2,000 years or 1,000 years, he has to choose a new host.
Yep. This sounds like some fucking Society of Friends weird shit to me. All these weirdos that want to live forever and shit.
Yep.
Well, it's just like the term, like how we just saying, like how Apocalypse tried new hosts. It's like just like within life. Every time, like saying, once that cycle goes, you know, that's just that like the earthly cycle. They're always choosing new hosts, new general points, new spots, new things to conquer, new things to indoctrinate, and things like that until it runs its course.
And another reason why I would say Apocalypse is because when Thanos came across motherfucking Scarlet Witch, if he didn't have nothing around and they were just fighting, she would fuck him up. She could rip him apart by molecule. Like he have no fight against Scarlet Witch. Point fucking blank. Like
now
Thanos
we
is
talking about
really not. Thanos is
now,
really not
now
that.
I know are we talking from an MCU perspective or the comic book perspective? Because comic book perspective, Thanos is powerful as shit. This was without the god.
Without the stones, that nigga ain't shit.
Because remember, he had that force field in the comics and shit. They ain't put it like that in the MCU.
Yeah. I know he had the force field, but I mean, he's not as powerful. Like there's motherfuckers that can whoop Thanos ass. Like whoop Thanos ass.
His power is based on his environment. Like Thanos gets power from his environment, from nature.
Man,
you know, I don't know if you know this, but another word for a Dane was a Thane. Thane, Thanos.
Like Thantos.
Yeah, you know, druids.
I know he's that.
Like wood people with locks. What you would call love locks, not dreadlocks, but love locks.
Yeah, because the deity Thantos, where they took that from, that's what they got to carry the Thanos from. Because in the Finley Gauntlet, saying the Finley Gauntlet, they're saying those are just elements of Earth.
Yeah, and Dane, if you put the O with the X above it, Dane becomes Thane. Remember?
Yeah, and that's his son. He got a son thing.
Yep, exactly. That's what, you know. So it's like we're talking about niggas with pale sons. Thanes. Not no mulatto or mestizo, but a Thane. Thanes and Danes.
Well, Chris is spot on though about apocalypse though, because
Yeah.
even like how people like you be
Look,
hearing like certain conversations be over hyping the Hawk and everything like that. A lot of
check
people
it.
don't know. A lot of people don't know. Hawk got his power raised of the because he fought apocalypse and lost and became one of his horsemen, and he rose his power. He rose his power, saying to get up to what he is now.
Yep. But it gets deeper because this is, this allegory to the Bible and the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. But it's a reference to the Calico Corners of America and the inventors of what they call now geomancy or alchemy. Alchemy, the root of alchemy would be chimera. Chimera or chimera, like one who can change.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a reference, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse. Like that's a reference to the apocalypse, the end of the world, the end of colonization, because we've finished waking up and we remember who we are. What if I told you niggas used to harness electricity, but not as we do today? It was harvested from static electricity and lightning.
Yeah, you're talking about a form. You're talking about using a different form of hydroelectricity.
Exactly, hydro fluid, which fluid is the original name of electricity.
Because
we called it fluid. They call it electricity.
Like one of the biggest things to get that power is one of the biggest things is water.
Yep, moving water, not just water, but moving water. Those water wheels in the mills of Europe, those were power stations. You would have a Baghdad battery underground, and you would use the wheel with metal plates in order to generate static or hydrostatic from the water. So you're using the water to create friction and hydrostatic, and you would also grind your grain in the middle, but the middle part that was used for grinding was actually your control unit. You would use friction to slow down or a lack of friction to speed up the rotation of you see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That's where these people got the concept of dams and hydroelectric from. The shit was already there. And if you use the right stones, you can generate static electricity with the stones. If you have flint on flint, you can create more energy. You see what I'm saying? Just using the energy and generating on the wheel. It's called a Wimhurst machine. Is what they've called it now. It's Wimhurst, like the Hearst family. But they just added an end on the end of their name, which is a modifier. Because if you're from here, it would be Ehurst, not Hursta. That's called a modifier, when you add something at the end to change the meaning. That's what they do everywhere. They modify so that they can fit themselves in where they don't belong.
Yeah,
so a Hearst would just be that, an Hurst, not a Hearst, Her. See, that's a letter, Hea, Aeea. That's the letter they stole from us. They're showing you because their child mind cannot hide the lie. Like they didn't invent anything, so they have to include the truth in their lie to back up the lie.
Yep.
That's true.
That's why I was saying earlier in the chat, like when you went to Wikipedia, Chris, I was like, that shit is perfect for breaking down a lie. Because that's all it is. And in the lie, at the end, they tell you the truth. Or they'll mix it in somewhere in the middle. And
that's
then
why
immediately
I
start
reading.
with bullshit.
That's why I keep reading.
You have to. You got to. Because you find the real jewel like 3/4 to all the way at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
because they know that most people won't read the whole thing.
Yeah.
So they put it all the way at the bottom, and then they follow it with some hyperbole, like apparently or supposedly or presumptuously. This means X, Y, and Z. It's like, well, I mean, what does apparently mean? No, it's if it's
Or
apparent, it's self-evident.
Archaeological theories say, or studies say, like, this shit is fucking stupid.
Well, even the word archaeology, archaea, arc-ea. Once again, archaic history. Like, this another word with our shit stolen, put back in there. They're telling. That's how you know it means something other than what they're telling you. Anytime AE, IO, or NOI, or EA, anytime these kind of things, or even OI, you know, like Cairo. Is that Cairo? or is it Iona?
Right.
C Iona. You know what I'm saying? Car ion. Cairo, car ion. See it?
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, I mean, who is the car people, as in Carthage?
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, the people of Carthage would be the real first people of Italy, the Etruscans. With an E at the beginning, telling you that's where they're from. If they weren't from there, it would be Tuscany, like Tuscany today. Not Etruscan. You see what I'm saying? The first people always put the E in the beginning because you're immigrating with an E. You're not immigrating from another place with an I. You're the first person to discover it. You're going to put an E in front. Like Europa.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to, it's not, you know, it's not Europe with an E at the end. It's Europa. See what I'm saying?
Europa.
Europa. It's not Europe. It's Europa. And you're not European. See what I'm saying? It's like you're I mean, like, so we know the word Africa, right? And I broke down the etymology of the word Africa in American. But the origin of the word Africa is Afar, Apharr. We have a place in Texas called Pharr, Texas, Pharr, as in the name of the artist Pharrell. Pharrell. L as in the god of rays, right?
Yep.
Well, the other word for the first people of the Danes would be Apur. Apur, APR. Apur is the same as Afar. Afar, Apur. That would be your Old Norse original connection. You know, it's why we say things like I appreciate you. Apur, appreciate. Like apricot.
Salute to Executive Sessions in the building. The sponsor, what's going on, fam? Salute to the fan. Thanks for the pack.
Peace. What's good, Executive Sessions? Shout out to the chat.
Salute.
And walaikum salam to your other sponsor, wherever he is. Rashard, yeah.
Most deaf.
Yeah, man.
I think that's about that's about that kind of wraps it up.
Yeah, kinda. I mean, we could build on it some more, but I mean, there's really not much more to be said about it.
Right.
I mean, there is, but we'd have to get into some We'd have to get into a specific topic.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
No, this was a good little build. I mean, apart from our distraction, even though dude had perfectly good intentions,
Yeah, he
just
had
wrong
those
time,
expressions.
not the wrong place, the wrong time.
Yeah, that's why like I wasn't mad or anything. I'm pretty sure y'all can tell like I wasn't mad or anything. I was just
Nah,
like, you know.
but it's like when niggas talk clear and they let their intentions be known, like
Mm-hmm.
some people be feeling some kind of way when a nigga talk like with manners, but is also like to the point and concise. That should be offending some people. I don't know what that is. You know, it's like you talking about you ain't better than nobody. Well, you sure acting like it. I mean, nobody told you to bounce.
Right.
You know, it's like we just were telling you we're on a certain topic. Like, can we please stay focused?
Yeah.
Right.
That's it.
But you know, when niggas stretching their lordliness out, it makes certain people feel a certain kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Motherfuckers start feeling some
I
kind of
like how he
way.
said your
Right.
lordliness.
That's what it is, my naga. Spread your
Yeah.
lordliness out. You know, let motherfuckers see you for what you are instead of what they would make you.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Chris, remember that? Don't give it to start this little singing song, the Lord, like we had yesterday.
Man, I got my howl light next to me, and my howl light is keeping me chill and calm, and it's doing its justice. You know what I'm saying? It's doing its work. So
That's what's
I'm
up.
I'm cool, man. I'm chill. I'm totally relaxed. I think it's a
Speaking of
good build.
speaking of Apper, I appreciate all of you.
I appreciate you too, bro.
Can't
Appreciate you
can't
too,
talk
bro.
can't
Too.
talk with people like this because motherfuckers don't have the foundation of knowledge. So I can't have a real conversation with like 96 to 98.6% of people
Right.
because I'm talking French to them. And they're like, they're still talking English. I'm like, that ain't English, nigga. You listening or what?
No bullshit.
It's like, motherfucker, you speaking American. And no, you're not American. Like, get the shit
Right.
straight. The fuck? It's called American Latin. That's what you're speaking.
Right.
Especially with these natives and where's your culture? You're not practicing your culture. It's like, motherfucker, culture means you get it out the dirt. Show me your garden, bitch. Show me your garden, bitch. What, you know, your grandma out making you pick choke cherries and shit. Where's your garden at, nigga? You heard me? Where your garden at?
That part.
That's culture. All this other shit, that's some fucking society of the improved order of the red man and the Royal Society and diffusion of useful information like United Nations, legalistic fork tongue, contract with the devil, fucking National Endowment of the Arts bullshit. We tired of bullshit.
Right.
Like niggas don't like to be lied to. Nobody likes it, but we really don't like it. We the oldest.
And tired of motherfuckers lying.
Well, and yeah, but it's even worse the way these motherfuckers omit part of the truth. It's like they're lying, but on top of lying on me, they're also omitting the important parts of the truth. Motherfuckers, what's wrong with y'all?
Okay, I'll just say off with their heads.
I'm with you, bro. Everybody that created this endowment of the arts and everybody that created this this World Heritage Fund, yeah, bro, I'm with you. They wanna play Victorian era jokes on a nigga, you know, call me a turtle in a half shell. Well,
Oh,
I'm the half lord, motherfucker, and you the half eater. You understand? I'm the half lord and you're the half eater. Don't fucking with the wrong nigga. Quit playing word games.
Oh, they called you a turtle and a half shell.
Well, that's what the whole Ninja Turtles is about,
Turtle
bro.
and a half shell. Turtle part.
They're calling us idiots. Do you understand? They're calling us idiots with the whole Ninja Turtles. They showed you the cities underground with our trains. Remember? In the sewers where niggas like they also their names, they're all the artists that did the fucking Renaissance, the whitewashing of the world.
Yeah.
Pay attention. Who the fuck is Casey Jones? The nigga in the fucking ski mask. That's like, why are you fucking with my green homies over there? It's a message. You get what I'm saying? They call it a half shell, turtles in a half shell, because the original name of the lords of England was half lords or half lords, as in people who issued half loaves of rations to traveling villains or vagrants. So they called him the half lord as an insult. So yeah, like I'm saying, I'm the half lord and you're the half eater. You're part of my house, but you are not the original of the house. Get it straight with your Berber bitch queen.
Then they do the same thing with the Mighty Ducks.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. They keep showing you. They keep showing you over and over and over because they think a nigga's never gonna get it. They're fucking with the originals. All we gotta go do is watch their stupid movie and then go sit in the woods for an hour and it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Then you go sit at the computer and the answer comes to you.
That's why they don't let us smoke weed in the movies.
Exactly, because you would see the truth of it.
Mm-hmm.
Immediately.
That's why I get high before the movies. Motherfuckers like, what you talking about? I'm like, nigga, watch.
Exactly.
Y'all sober ass motherfuckers. I ain't going to movies with y'all no more. That's why I stopped going to the movies.
I quit watching it altogether like fucking 12, 13 years ago. I just decided to go Silver Surfer on these motherfuckers. You know, develop my silver tongue so I can break down the motherfucker's lies in real time and throw him back in his face and watch him sit there in shame for being a lying piece of shit. I want these motherfuckers to bring dueling back. Then when someone lies on you, you just shoot them dead. No need for prison. We'll weed the dishonest ones out like we did before.
Mm-hmm. Shout out the popcornologist in the building. What's going on, Pop? Salute to you. Peace, love, and respect. The Empress Pop is in the building.
It's like I detest violence, and I really don't even like guns. I prefer archery. It's more meditative, and it takes more skill.
Oh yeah. Hold on real quick. So executive sessions. This is good. Bam. Executive sessions. Pop do popcorn as well. You know, with a little TH minimum she in it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, y'all could, you know, pick each other brains on, y'all stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to introduce you. I told her the other night I was going to introduce you to her or introduce her to you as well. So, Executive Sessions sponsors the TSL as well. And, you know,
that's what's up.
Popcorn, Miss Pop, she specializes in popcorns and stuff, and you know, she doing the thing. So
that's brilliant. Yeah, y'all two should get together.
Yeah.
I don't know why we should be networking on all these platforms. Like everybody that's got business.
We are here over here.
Yeah, I know, but a lot of channels don't capitalize. I'm like, it's weird to me. Like here and Supreme Chief Holiday and Kulik all try to collaborate, but it's a lot of channels that ain't nobody trying to network. I'm like, well, what's the fucking point of learning all this shit if we aren't networking?
Right.
It ain't what you know, it's who you know, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. So I like, you know, you see me over, you know, with Philly OG.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
shout out to Philly
Greedy, over with Greedy, King High itself, you know, Bronze, you know,
Greedy, Bronze, yeah.
Every once in a while I'll be over at what's his name? Sanchez. Would I be in the bushes? Just depending on what he talking about, because sometimes he could be talking about some stuff, and I just be like, I ain't with it today. But just at times I'm still there looking to see what's going on, and and he be on some shit, so I'll be like, all right, let me sit here, pay attention. I ain't got nothing to do. I can learn something, whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, I like what he teaches sometimes. I just can't deal with that ego, man. That nigga need to
Yeah,
kill
the
his
ego
ego.
should be pissing me off.
He need to
That's the
kill
most
that
thing that
ego.
pisses me off. Yeah.
He would be so much more wise if he would just kill that fucking ego. Like, it's 6 million ways to die. Choose one. Start with your ego. That's all Kundalini being is. It just means you don't have a fucking ego. You realize your ego is a survival mechanism that saves your life when you're out of juice and you're out of spirit. That's it. That's all the ego's for. It's to remind you that you're the shit and life is worth living. It's not there to fuck your own kin up. Like, what the fuck?
Right.
It's like when you're in the woods and you got nowhere to fucking be and you got no food, that's when the ego kicks in and you figure out how to make shelter and you figure out what you're going to fucking eat. That's all the ego's good for.
Right.
The ego brought us out the wild and civilized us. Then we put it away with our weapons. That's a master of self. You can't master nobody else because we don't have control over our own lungs. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I be telling my own self, I'm like, oh, boy, this more work you got to motherfucking do. You need to get control of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So if you ain't correcting yourself, man, how the hell you correcting someone else?
That part.
That's why I don't try to correct people or whatever. I just try to, I just give
Come
information.
correct.
That's it. I don't correct. Well, I mean, I guess sometimes it may seem like I may try to correct people, but I just be like, I just want to, don't have you misguiding other people.
Or be misguided yourself.
Yeah, at that point.
Yeah, for me, it's usually not even, I'm not trying to correct somebody. I'm like, it's not Earth, cuz it's Aether. It's your element. They switched it around and named it Earth. Like, I ain't trying to correct somebody. I'm just trying to give them a deeper understanding. I feel you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no. Let me rephrase. Understand means to stand under someone's authority. So I'm trying to help them find a better understanding so they can overstand.
That part.
Not be under someone's authority, but overstand who and what they are and be in their own godliness, their own lordliness.
That part.
That's all you can do in a world of slaves, is become so free that your fucking presence makes everyone else want to break out the box.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, that's why everybody loves our swag, because we move in such a freedom. We're the lords of the land. Motherfuckers know that.
Mm-hmm. That part. They know how we move.
Mm-hmm. The swagger means you have the walk of a land of the lord of the land. That's what it means. You're not a landlord. You're a lord of the land.
Mm-hmm.
It means you're from there. You always been there, and it's where you belong. Which is why they work so hard to make us feel like we don't belong here, like we belong in Africa.
Hell no.
No, and a lot of them niggas are our cousins who were kicked out of India and kicked out of Europe and Asia.
That's
like,
cool. That distant cousin shit, but distant cousin though ain't screaming for me or helping me. So,
bro, we're talking like 12, 13 generations. We're not talking 5 or 6 or 7 like in the States. We're talking so far back. You might as well go back 50,000 years.
I'm saying I can't go off on that.
No, they're so different because they've been gone for so long. They forgot the original way. Even the language tells you that. Even their numerological system, they forgot about binary code. It was 0 to 9. They forgot how to use a standardized measurement. They want to be different.
I don't know what they want.
They want to take our place and act like we never existed. That'll never work because they ain't the original copy. They're the mutant, the mutation. Their words, not mine. I ain't talking shit.
Yeah, I know. Whatever they said, just long they don't fuck with me.
Right? Same here. But live and let live,
Long they don't fuck
motherfucker.
with
Quit
me.
lying on niggas and just live and let live. It's like we
Right.
already know you made all the niggas, the Indians niggas on the census. So like, just let the shit go. Just tell the truth. It's not hard. We already know most of it.
Right.
I
And
swear. I swear.
if they do, just come back and correct that shit and
Exactly.
keep
Make it
going
right.
about our business.
Yeah. Make it right. I don't want a fucking
Right.
apology. Make that shit right, nigga.
Right.
I tell people that all the time. I don't want to hear an apology. Make it right. Like actions speak louder than words. Acta non verba.
Mm-hmm.
Actions, not words.
So I say.
I was on this channel the other day of this Italian dude, and he was talking about Vene Vidi Vici. I was like, nigga, what the fuck you know about Latin? It's
Right.
like you can't even pronounce a W. It's not Vene, it's Wene.
It's when
Wene, Wene, Winnie, Weedy, Weechi. Wene, like Wednesday. Wene, I came. Wene, Weedy, I saw. Weechi, I conquered.
Mm-hmm.
That's our shit. They didn't even have tomatoes until 1866. After the Civil War or the Indigo War or the Indian War or the Gullah War, whatever you want to call it, pick a name. Same with indigo. They didn't have indigo until after the Revolutionary War or the French and Indian Wars. The Algonquin Wars. From the Yama Wars to the Algonquin Wars. Like Algonquin is the language of the Yama Nation. Like most of the Eastern Seaboard people are the Yama, not the Maya. Maya means illusion. Yama means the people. You know, and the predecessors of the Yamnaya culture, the first Germanic peoples. I know historians and linguists like to argue that's a coincidence, but I'll remind you, coincidence is coincidence. It's what the word means because it's what it originally meant. It doesn't change just because they put a new version in the dictionary. That's vernacular, not vocabulary. That's verbal introductory speech. Has nothing to do with the origin of the language. It's what you would call a diminutive or a modifier of an original word.
That's why I stay on my etymology.
Yes, sir. It's the only way. Because when you know what the words mean, you know all the games motherfuckers playing, and you also know what to look up now. Like heterogenesis or heteromorphism. Also, pan-Slavism. Modern society is nothing more than pan-Slavism. Look up the etym of pan-Slavism. It's the concept of one society under one educational system, one governance of law, and one God. Pan-Slavism.
Yep.
Invented at the same time that Benito Mussolini was making, fascism in Italy. He coined that shit. And then you have Hitler with his Nazism. Then you have Stalin with Stalinism. Then you have Trotsky with Trotskyism. All these isms. They're incomplete prisms. It means they're omitting part of the truth. They're not lying to your face. It's even worse. They're omitting the important part of the truth. When you see it, that's why we get so angry. Because we're like, you didn't just lie to me, motherfucker. You left the important part about who I am out. Fuck you. They don't tell you that the headstone on a grave was the marking of our people as we went overseas. We would erect headstones or hinges. A hinge, which is now a door hinge. But what's a hinge? It's letting you know it's a rotation of people from one land to another. And on them, the first king of the Hebrides would be King Part Olon. And he tells you in his headstone that he's the ruler of Ireland, England, and Scotland. You know? Or should I say Ur, West Anglia, and Geatland. Because Geatland was the original name of Scotland. It's Geatland. G-E-A. There's that Ia and I-E again. Geat. Now that we have the word great out of the word geet, they just added an R. Because they're the Gurs. The Uyghurs. Uyghurs. Which is where they get the word nigger. Uyghur. Gur. Gur. As in as a yurt, a gurt, yogurt. You see what I'm saying? So this is why we call them Wiggers. It's an Uyghur. W is ours. See what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, or how about the expression no cap? Have you ever seen Cappadocia? Because
Yeah.
in Cappadocia, you can see our style of building right next to the caves. Almost as if a nigga built an entire city to coax people out of the caves. To condition or teach them a better way of living.
Okay.
So yeah, man. So we'll have to get into this again at another date.
Yeah, most definitely.
Well, it sounds like you're getting tired and you probably have shit to do.
Yeah, I got some shit to do.
Yeah, I could kind of tell by your intonation.
My mom be telling me that. She's like, "Yeah, I know when to get off the phone."
Yeah. Yep, I can feel it. Well, hey, I want to say blessings to everybody and thanks for having me, brother.
Yeah, I
Most
appreciate
definitely.
it too. I
Coming
appreciate
through.
it too, Chris, man.
Likewise, I appreciate you, bro.
Likewise, appreciate you coming through, Infamous, as well.
Yeah, much appreciation, Infamous. It was good speaking with you, Brody.
Same to you, DJ.
And shout out to the chat.
You know, this is a great build. Thanks for everybody that came through. A lot of information was spilled, especially a lot of information from DJ as well. So, you know, hey, you ain't got shit to do, you boy, you need some info. Rewind this all the way to the beginning, from the end. Trust me, you're gonna learn a lot of shit.
Yes, sir.
A lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, shout out to everybody that was here, everybody, you know, from the beginning, everybody that came through, everybody viewing. Much love to y'all. Hope everybody have a great day. Y'all already know how we end this. Love yourself, love everybody else. Take care of yourself, take care of everybody else. Protect your energy, protect everybody else's energy. Make sure you're drinking your water, you're eating your vegetables, your vitamins, your fruits, and make sure you're dazzling the seasonings on the food, you know, because medication is elevation, you know what I'm saying? Never stay stagnant, rise above all occasions. You already know the motto. Break them loops. God damn it. You already know how we do, family. This is the Smokers Lounge. I'm your host, chriscyphaz. We are sponsored by Executive Sessions and Rashard TSL. Salute to the fam. Thanks for the pack. Till next time, I'll see y'all, family.
Last quote for everybody. Amor sui est Deus. Sui is spelled S-U-I, and amor sui est Deus means self-love is God.
That part. Yer.